Live from Dolton, Illinois.
My people, you are tuned into Burgundy Blue Commentary live from Dolton, Illinois. My people, you are tuned into Burgundy Blue Commentary live from Dolton, Illinois. My people, you are tuned into Burgundy Blue Commentary live from Dolton, Illinois. My people, you are tuned into Burgundy Blue Commentary live from Dolton, Illinois.
I have to say thank you again to Critical Smoker. Hey, you guys, thanks for making this song for me, Critical. It's like my pace. It's kind of my pace. So, welcome to Burgundy Blue Commentary, where we talk about what we want to talk about when we want to talk about it. I am so sorry. I'm going live and I wanted to catch out Shay's Big Brother. I really am getting, I love reality shows. I never watched Big Brother, so forgive us, Shay. We're over there, but you're talking about something separate. So follow Late Night Crew, which is Shay. If you want to know about the new Big Brother season, it's actually interesting. So, hey, you guys, I have some news. Number one, someone sponsored a tie giveaway. So tomorrow we'll be doing a tie giveaway. So someone who wants to be anonymous, they sponsored a tie giveaway for me, and they bought 10 ties, and they're going to give 5 people uh 2 ties each because they pay for the shipping and the ties. So thank you so much to that person. Now I'm going to double down on that. If you're a lady, you can still enter and you don't want to tie out. Instead, if you want to, you could opt for accessories like earrings, bracelets, brooch, stuff like that. Okay. Hey, Ted. So tomorrow there will be a giveaway. I'm gonna have to get acclimated. Also, we're about to get started. We're going to talk about today was a monumental day in Dolton. And if you didn't know, no matter what's going on with me in the YouTube, I guess it's a YouTube realm of things, I'm going to cover my hometown. So today, Jason House, who's the lead trustee of Dolton, he announced his candidacy. I'm going to be doing a live reaction because I did not get to watch it. So let's do a live reaction together and you guys let me know how it was. What's the other thing I want to say? Oh, you won't see too many things up except for my little icon that says Burgundy You guys know that they demonetized and took my channel down for a month. So a few weeks actually. So we're behind schedule. The same happened to Shay. So we're not gonna, I noticed that QR codes make people upset. 19.99 makes people upset. $1.30 makes people upset because people are pocket watching. They can't even concentrate on nothing else because they're pocket watching so much. So if you would like to support your girl, all the ways to support me is in the comment section. I have all the means, and I'm not going to say don't. It's all voluntarily. Whatever you do for me is just out the kindness of your heart. You just liking the video totally is enough. But for those that do want to support me, because I do give content and I do give an insight, please do. Cash App, Zelle, and Buy Me a Coffee is available. And we're just gonna leave it at that because anything happening, my little ticker running across, it's triggering. They are triggering. Speaking of singing, I was in Della's live and I saw the singing that was going on tonight. So I figured, why not do a live reaction? So tell your friends, okay? Thank you so much for your support. And also, we have merch now. We have merch. We have t-shirts, hoodies, and coffee mugs. So I'm gonna put those both in the description box and let's start the show. So child, I'ma always be honest. Y'all know I am. All of this is so unnecessary. Everything going on is so unnecessary. This is almost like y'all ever saw. I never watched Mean Girls, but I know the premise. I never watched Mean Girls, but I know about basically on Fridays we wear pink or whatever. These people, it's sad. And I want to say something else. This is just speaking from someone that lives here. If you are someone that's covering Dolton, if you're interested in Dolton, if you're thinking Tiffany Henyard needs to go, I hope that you open your eyes to the whole enchilada, if they would say. Why do they say that anyway? The whole enchilada. I love enchiladas. I'm just wondering why they said that. Maybe to peel back the layers, maybe to really see what's going on. It amazes me. And I do understand how annoying it could be. Don't get me wrong. I try to always look at both sides. No matter if I'm not favorable of the other side, I always look at both sides. I know it can be kind of annoying for you to wake up and see your name plastered all over. It's one content creator. He can't bust 500 views without mentioning my name. And so I understand the need to want to do something just to do it. But let's be clear. You can't really care about Dolton if you're not looking at y'all. You mean to tell me that you think that Tiffany ran up in here and just did all this by herself? Look at the towns you live in, look at the cities you live in, and make an assessment. If you see something wrong, you know what else amazed me, y'all? It's these people that's fighting for Dolton, and their cities are crap. And I don't see them over in their cities supporting anybody. They're not over there. Their cities, their local people be getting sued and everything. They ain't got nan picket sign, but they over here in Dolton because it's popular. And yeah, I'm sure people appreciate the help, but half those people fighting for Dolton don't do a damn thing for their own hometown. And it's really eerie to see that people are excited for the camera, you know. And if you guys have been following me since the beginning, put a blue heart in there since I started covering Dolton. Some of y'all been here since the beginning when I started on YouTube and just stuck around, and I appreciate you. But you really cannot think that we're going to be okay just removing Tiffany. And I'm not even trying to get on a political soapbox. Y'all really think moving Tiffany is going to solve all the problems? Really? That's it. Get rid of her. That's it. Get rid of her and we're going to be back to normal. That's what everybody thinks. It's beyond that. So as promised, I'm not gonna get on a political because I feel like my channel turned into politics when I'm gonna be honest, it sounds naive, but I literally was just sitting here thinking I was talking about my hometown and then I got attacked. However, I'm not complaining about that as much as you guys just imagine. It's these people had huge YouTubers covering them. Huge, one huge YouTuber. All of us learned about Tiffany Henyard through this young woman. I do not know her personally as well. Um, y'all won't even give her that respect to tell her, and I don't mean us. Those people won't even give her respect to say, "Oh, thanks for putting Dalton on the map. Thanks for putting Dalton on the map." They won't even do that. That clean house was the. This is my opinion. That was the most horriblest, and I know that's not a word, but that was a horrible tagline or catchphrase or whatever you want to call it, slogan to have for Jason House. Clean house. Tiffany can do a reverse Uno card and really make wordplay out of that name. Why would y'all title that clean house? That is a silly. I was sitting here, I saw it. I was just like, clean house is what y'all came up with. You do know, well, I guess you got to be a critical thinker or independent thinker, and you don't need to follow people. But I mean, it's almost like you guys remember that Gucci ad? I think it was Prada. Prada or somebody had an ad where they put watermelon or and one oh it was H&M. H&M did something where they put the young man with the little monkey sweater on. And Prada, thanks for reminding me, Prada did the same thing. They put like some red lips and a black face on a sweater. And it's like before this even rolled out to production, is anybody looking or asking? Is it a what it used to be? Motown used to do it. What's that called when you get a group, a response? You get a group to review your commercial. What is that called? Like a review group, a survey group. Somebody just to say, hey, I think this, I think that. Clean House 2025. Y'all think Tiffany cannot spin the block with that one? It's ridiculous. Thanks. You remember that, Jazzy? Focus group. That's what it's called. Thank you. Research and development. That's what's called. Y'all could just take the normal like 3 or 4 people. But the problem is the group that they're in my opinion, this is my opinion, they are not independently thinking for themselves. Like if you're not liked, it's like you walking around with a scarlet letter on your head. Like, don't talk to them. Don't talk to them because you're not friends. That's why I said Tiffany just may win. I'm not banking on it based on her capabilities. What I'm saying, how Tiffany will win, is that Tiffany will be more proactive in a neighborhood than this group could ever be. This group is going to look at people and be like, no, they can't. They went to Tiffany baby birthday party. Don't talk to them. That's how they'll look at somebody instead of saying, hey, can I please tell you about my candidate, Jason House? And then they'll walk up to the person they were speaking of and they'll say, well, I support Tiffany Henyard. Instead of them, they'll be like, fuck you, fuck you. Instead of that, the response should be, hey, I understand you support Tiffany, but can I really tell you about this candidate that I'm supporting? They don't have the egos will not allow them to do that. The egos will not allow them to do that. And that's how Tiffany will win. Just to be real, that's how Tiffany will win because she will sit up there and listen. We've seen her walk into a room when they were recalling her and still invite these people out. We've seen her walk into a room where people hated and booed her and still offered services. And even though those services, don't get me wrong, those services are for us, period. But she still offered it, still came there to tell them, just in case you want to know. And a lot of people never told us, here's the services. Okay, so let's get into the view. I love you, Magnolia. Let's get into the view. Let's talk about it. Hit the like button, consider subscribing. All the ways to support your girl, including Zelle, is in the description box. And we're not doing too much because we do not want them. Oh, Burgundy got a QR code. Oh, Burgundy got Zelle. Oh, Burgundy, y'all are really giving Burgundy. Like, I've never seen this amount of pocket watching in my life. I don't pocket watch anybody. I just thank the Lord for what I got, help the people along the way, and move forward. And I'm thankful to all y'all that actually supported me when I was doing a tie situation, wardrobe. You guys jumped in. I appreciate y'all. So, yes, everything to support me is in the description box. And I appreciate you so much. Let's get into reviewing this video. That's right. Hit that like button. Okay, so let's go over here to Dolton Trustee. Okay, let's go to the news article first. Let's see what the news had to say. It was only two news. Now I agree with Tiffany with this. The news don't come out unless it's for something bad. So the fact it was only two news cameras there, that sucks.
Trustee officially launches his mayoral campaign to unseat the embattled incumbent, Tiffany Henyard. It's expected to be one of the area's most heated.
Okay, so remember I told y'all Jason House does not need the black beard, and this is not this is not shade to Jason House. This is just what it is. I'm not perfect, so I'm not saying that he's perfect. This is why he don't need the black beard. If your hair is salt and pepper and fading, it's no way in hell you're able to grow a full jet black beard. It makes you look dishonest. Go back to the your beard can be full. I think that's great. Go back to the salt and peppered beard. Be natural with it because you are in politics and you're telling us you're not a politician, you're not a liar, you're not all these things. We get it. But the first lie is that you will walk up with a jet black full beard. Go ahead and let it come in. You are a young looking young man. The salt and pepper will not hurt you at all. That's just my advice.
Seat the embattled incumbent, Tiffany Henyard. It's expected to be one of the area's most heated races. Good evening, everyone. I'm Jackie Bang.
And I'm Tamon Bradley. WGN's Courtney Spinelli joins us from the village of Dolton, where a kickoff celebration was held today.
Hey, Potato. Hey, Tiki. I could see that. Tiki Child says, in my opinion, Tiffany cares about the Dolton mayorship. Her focus appears to be mostly Thornton Township supervisor. My opinion, this is just me talking. This is just me. I'm giving commentary. You guys are free to your opinion. I can agree with that. And I also think that she's probably, not that she doesn't care about Dolton, but she's definitely only holding on to Dolton because that might be I know I sound silly saying this when y'all see all that's happening in Dolton. You just got to trust me. Let's bring this up. When you see this, and we saw yesterday, sorry guys, we saw yesterday that Ed Steve, he went up. Well, he didn't go up. Jason House, no, I'm sorry. The advocate came for Ed Steve, right? So when the advocate came for Ed Steve, let's just go to it. Hold on. Sorry guys, I'm not at home, so I really don't have the same ability. So when the advocate came for Ed Steve with this message, basically, I support Jason House, Kiana Belcher, Tammy Brown, and Brittany. Ed Steve can literally kiss my drunk black ass. At this point, I just had to remind myself that I don't fake with people, especially those who fake with me. The fuck, LOL. This my last status for the night. Now I told you guys what was going to happen. I told you that it's going to be an apology in the morning. We talked about. I said it's going to be an apology, possibly with an alleged pledge. You know, that's me saying allegedly. But it's gonna be up because why? I was through the same thing. I woke up, fuck Burgundy Blue, blah blah blah. Okay, so when you go to that part of what happened, this statement, a lot of people probably didn't pay attention to that statement, but I did because at the end of the day, Ed Steve is a valuable asset to the trustees, period. No matter what you think, them losing Ed Steve. Hold on, let me find my thing. Sorry, guys. Hit the like button. I appreciate you. Okay. Ed Steve is included even when he should not be included. Meaning no one asked, and this is not a dig. I have to always say that it's not a dig. You never ask, why is he involved in so many things? Like, why is Ed Steve always around, always involvement? That's just it. He's not a trustee anymore. You could say the same thing about Valerie Stubbs. Like, y'all not a trustees, but y'all have carte blanche onto whatever people might think. Out of this whole group right here, Ed Steve is the most valuable. I know that sounds crazy. Ed Steve, you cannot let walk away. He's kept the trustees alive for so long. He's let you into their individual testimonials when it comes to Dolton, how they got to Dolton. You got to learn about Ed Steve through, about the trustees through Ed Steve's eyes. The only one he missed that I don't think he got was Clerk Key. I think he got an interview from everybody but Clerk Key. Best interview, hands down, was Brittany Norwood's. Because we got to see how she came about to be a trustee after the fire. She was the only one to win the ticket. Ed Steve kept the trustees alive. He ran through YouTube, made sure everybody had the precise information. You could not post a YouTube video. You could have 30 subscribers. Ed Steve gonna pop up and say, hey, let me give you an inside scoop. Ed Steve is more valuable to this group than a Kiana Belcher. And y'all know how I feel about Kiana Belcher and her accomplishments. I think on paper, out of the entire group, including Tiffany Henyard, Kiana Belcher had the best background, diverse of background to become a mayor. But I think, like I've heard Tiffany said, it's her likability. I don't know anything about it, but that's what Tiffany said. And likability is, unfortunately, even though Kiana Belcher has an amazing resume, don't care about nothing but who you cool with. That's just where we are. If they leave, if this group right here, if Ed Steve was to walk away and to go to Riley Rogers would win the election over Jason House, in my opinion, period. They cannot afford to lose Ed Steve. That's why the statement that the advocate made about Ed Steve is so, it was almost like Ed Steve need them. No, y'all need Ed Steve, period. And I'm not even like right now, I'm not a fan of any of them, but that's just a fact. The second person, if they were to walk away, would mess up Jason House campaign, would be Clerk Key. Clerk Key can run independently. They need Clerk Key, and Clerk Key they have broken Clerk Key down where she needs them too. She is just like we vote for the mayor, we vote for her independently. She could be running on her own. She does not need a ticket, but she's choosing to run on a ticket. So here we are. The third person that would be detrimental would then be Kiana. But Jason and Brittany, unfortunately, I know that sounds weird to y'all looking on the outside in, they are the least important in this photo. They are. Jason and Brittany are the least important in this photo, even though Jason is going to be mayor. You have to just watch it to see. Ed Steve go, he's messed up. Clerk Key go, he messed up. Yeah, Clerk Key came in after the Mary Kay. Yep. Hey, Lana. Hey, Silky, you up in here to be mean? Get it together. Okay. Choose Miss Marie. Everybody, Joe. Everybody here. Tiki. Okay. So we're just talking about it. So this is how we're talking about now. I just want to make sure y'all knew Like, just my thoughts of being someone on the ground. I think that's the only thing I can give y'all. Jason's house is important, but what Tiffany say? I'm a movement by myself, but I'm a force with y'all with me. And that's this photo. Ed Steve, if Ed Steve leave, everybody in this photo jacked up. He's holding it together. He's holding it together. And that's not because I'm just telling y'all, the dude holding it together. He holding it together. Do I talk about him being trustee? My question is, why do he need to come back? Why do he need to come back? What did he do so monumental that y'all want him back? That's just my question. What did he do so good when he was on the board that y'all like, yeah, we need to have him back as trustee? Skip Stan. Because Stan is not doing nothing and Ed didn't do nothing, in my opinion. Now, if I'm wrong, correct me. Correct me. Y'all so funny. Hey, Lana. Choose, don't start. You know, everybody ran like, oh, Burgundy in trouble. Let me get up out of here. And I get it, because y'all don't want to get what I got. What I got, everybody, y'all, do you know it's people from high school? I see them or whatever. And one girl, she slipped up. You know how you send a group text? She screenshotted me in Chipotle, thought she was sending it to somebody else, and sent it to me because we went to high school together. Like, girl, she here. And you know me, I had to ask, like, hey, you know, what's going on? Why you just didn't say, you know what, Berg? I saw them talking about you. How you doing? It could have just been a simple, you okay? I saw how hard everything came down. Are you able to have you been able to handle that? Or hey, what's up? Can I you what's going on? I just wanted to say hi and send you a kind thought. Just I wanted to say hey and good morning. That's it. But that's what that's the mentality here. And now I see that a lot of times this is why Shay was walked in and I was left outside on April the 8th. Or when I see other people being media and I'm like, y'all know I'm media and I'm right here. I always would wonder, like, why they wouldn't say anything and I'm right here? I'm right here. And I'm so right here, I'll free out everything. It's like if somebody worry about, is Burgundy coming? What will Burgundy have to say? I'll step to the side because it's not that serious. I think things should be for the greater good. I think they should be for the greater good. That's all. I thought these were the good guys and Tiffany was the bad guys. My alert was not up for anybody over here. So it's interesting. So let's get through this video. We didn't vote for them. They're just somebody the trustees found and said the advisory committee. We did not vote for them as a city. Thanks, Lana. And I appreciate you guys. Like I said, I put in all the descriptions. I have Zelle, I have Cash App, I have Buy Me a Coffee. The QR code kind of like set somebody off, and I'm not home right now, so we're just gonna get through. Like the QR code is a trigger, so we're just gonna get through while I'm a guest over here. So I just wanted to bring y'all a video. Let's go ahead and finish watching what happened here. And I appreciate y'all. Hit the like, comment, subscribe, tell a friend. Hit that subscribe button, please. Thank you.
Courtney.
Making the official announcement and laying out a vision for change, senior trustee Jason House announced his campaign for mayor today with current and a former trustee showing their support and their plans to seek another term. Now, this group says it's time to clean house and give both the residents and businesses back what they deserve.
This campaign kickoff event is not about slandering anyone, least of all the current administration. It is about changing the narrative.
Sunday's announcement comes amid ongoing political dysfunction in Dolton, from contentious board meetings to a federal investigation into village finances, putting its mayor and her allies under the microscope. Recent months have put the South Suburban Village on the national map.
We have been steadfast in our efforts to stop the gross mismanagement and abuse of power that people have seen in the village today.
Standing with House are current trustees Kiana Belcher, Brittany Norwood, and village clerk Allison Key, all seeking re-election. Former trustee Edward Steve says he will seek a second term.
You know what they say, it takes a village.
We're gonna have a vision that operates with transparency, openness, open the doors to the Village Hall of Dolton. Taxpayers right now can't even walk in their own building.
House laid out visions of ethics reform, restoring checks and balances, and creating a mayor's office he says residents don't fear. He says no more lavish trips, fancy flights, or costly expenses on the taxpayer's dime. Among many other things, he shared plans to reform public safety, putting those sworn to protect and serve back on the streets.
We've also seen $1 million a year of security following.
Okay, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm so perplexed. Yep, I heard that, Soul Man. What's up? Hey, Choose. Okay. I'm not making it a physical thing. I already told y'all how I feel. I think that once again, I'm being honest, they don't have good leaders telling them how to approach media, how to this is and people take it as a dig, but you can look at this and see that this is not the correct way to start a kickoff of a campaign. I'm sorry. This is the clips they're left with.
Around one individual instead of being on the streets where they belong.
Jason House has the potential, and we're talking this, you guys. If you just coming in, Burgundy Blue Commentary here. Hit the like, comment, subscribe. Let's grow, and also all the links to support me are in the description box, in the chat as well. This is bad. Okay. Let's look at Jason House right here. I want to be honest. Chu said at this point, bring Riley Rogers back. Okay. And shout out to Choose Compassion. Please follow her amazing videos that make you think over there. Please follow. Okay. Let's be honest. Jason House. This is not, I'm not a person that want to rag on anybody physical, anything. This is just advice. And I talked with Jason again before. Light colors. I'm so happy he has the light colors. He has the silver and the blue. I don't know why they're choosing this. Cool colors are great for when you want to represent something and want people to be calm. However, to have it against the navy background of Clean House 2025 is not a great suggestion. Also, Jason House, let your beard just be natural. You're a handsome guy. If you see how it's no way you can grow this kind of beard with that kind of issue hair wise. Also, I'm glad they added powder, like, because Jason House was sweating a little bit, so I think they gave him a little powder. That's good, but I think he should let his beard be full and come in naturally. I don't know why I'm giving them advice for them to win, but I'm talking about it. Also, the knot on your tie needs to be large when you have that kind of collar. You should not have that skinny, thin tie knot on that kind of collar jacket with that jacket. Also, that collar does not go with that jacket. That's it. That's all I got to say. The colors I'm happy about. It looks good on you. It's just that you probably don't need that against a navy background. That's my critique. Other than that, looking good. Just want to tell you, I don't think this was a great kickoff. That's it. Hey, Gardis. That's it. And I'm not trying to rag on them. It's We don't know. Like he said, it took a week. I think he said, I was watching Shay. It took they threw this up in a week. Jason House is too young for a tie like that. He's too young for a knot like that. He's too young for everything that they're presenting him here.
Meanwhile, we have pensions going unfunded, bills going unpaid.
And see, this is the problem. Jason House, you can look in the mirror. I do it all the time. I look in the mirror. I think I look one way. As soon as the camera and the lights come on, you look a whole nother way. It's almost like girls with makeup and stuff. I remember, true Hollywood story. I was working with Real Housewives of Atlanta, and one of the starlets on there was like Portia from Real Housewives. She wear 2 pair of lashes at the top and 2 pair at the bottom. Well, that looked good on TV, but you try to go walking up into Jewel Osco or the Walgreens with 2 lashes at the top and 2 at the bottom. It doesn't look right in real life. So it's TV makeup and it's real makeup. And that's the same thing with Jason House. They did immaculate with his beard. However, they did not take the care. They could have used that same spray to put fibers on his hair if they wanted to for this election, this thing. That's all I'm saying. That's all.
The lawsuits come in one after another.
In the crowd in solidarity, Dolton firefighters. Earlier this month, their union president raising concerns over working with no contract for nearly 5 years while demanding answers on missing retirement funds, workers' compensation, and union.
Now we're going to talk about that because another YouTube creator named Conscious put up something with the firefighters today. And I want to talk to them if they pop in a live and ask them, how did they come up with this? This is really interesting.
Dues. As this team looks ahead to 2025, they say it won't be easy.
Okay, I'm mad they gave all these people these little scarves to tie around their neck. Who idea was this? Who idea? Okay, can we talk about this? This setup right here. Dr. Nikita looked like the star just because she got on baby blue. All y'all got on white with a little scarf, a little light blue scarf. Like Ed Steve got the best suit for that. Ed Steve should have tied Jason House knot. But Kiana Belcher, okay.
But it will be a historic race they're ready to take on.
We have the right team. We have a winning team. Our team will be changing the narrative around the village of Dolton, and we will be restoring.
I'm gonna be real. I saw people talking about. I think he looked in the light in the mirror before he came on set. Your hair looked. I've been there. Your makeup and everything looked fire in that mirror at home. Now you under the direct sunlight, cameras. Yeah, and that made his haircut look a little spotty. But what's up?
Order, decency.
What's up with those little? What are we doing? We flight attendants? What's up with those little scarves?
And dignity to this community.
As the village remains in a multi-million-dollar deficit, House and those candidates for trustee say they're putting heavy emphasis on a few things in particular, bringing businesses back to Dolton, making those financials transparent for everyone to see where they're spending money, and finding ways to save millions of dollars each year. In Dolton, Courtney Spinelli, WGN News.
Mayor Henyard has not publicly announced her plans or said whether she intends to seek re-election. We've reached out for comment.
And this is the thing. Everything is really early. This is the perfect time to announce, but we are all cheering right now. We don't know who's Tiffany running mate's going to be, if Tiffany's going to run. Now, this is my prediction. I do not think Tiffany will win re-election for Thornton Township supervisor. No matter if she is in the black, they're not going to let her back in. Dolton, she has a chance. I'm saying out my mouth, she has a chance. Tiffany have the youth. You can even look at what Jason got going on today. You barely saw any youth unless they worked for Thornton or Dolton, and that's just it. No, she didn't. She didn't even put a. Let's go to the video. Let's go to the video. She did not. She had them put those flight attendant scarves on. Choose compassion. Hit that like button. Y'all know the hating video. It's so funny because one thing Shay always say is, Burgundy, I make a video and they come after you. So I guess I'm gonna make a video. They gonna come after him. But let's go to the real event. And I agree. Like, I think people get so mad when you give both sides, but it's really like both sides of the story. Like, what's going on with, what was this? What happened at the dog board meeting 5/6/24? That came up out of nowhere on the Dalton Trustees page. Okay, let's go. So this is the official campaign kickoff. And I want to make sure y'all know, vote as long as you have an informed vote. Vote. Don't watch me and think I'm anti this person, anti this person. I've had odds with all of them. But get out and vote. We had less than 1,500 people. We had less than 1,300 people come to vote. Less. We have no people coming to vote. Vote for your favorite person, period.
What's the damn white balance?
Who is that? Is this the barbecue man they put up? I'm just asking because I see the logo. I don't know.
Got it? Huh?
K Hustle, just tell us what we've been petty about. We're just talking. So what does matter? Hey, Critical. Hey, Gardis. So you're right. Now I'm gonna give you this, K Hustle. That's why Tiffany got voted in the first time. Worry about everything except what matters, substance. So make sure if you're following attention, you look at both sides of the story. That's all I ask of you. If you, and I can take what you're saying as criticism. So if you're saying like I'm talking about hair or whatever, we're just talking about it. None of that. I don't care if you bald with a barrette. Do the right thing for the greater good. So I just hope you understand that, K Hustle. I do give commentary that is entertainment. However, vote for the greater good. I hope that message got across to you.
All right. Check. 1, 2, 3. Testing. 1, 2. Check. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, that's just a mic check. Yeah, I think the clean house is pretty. I don't think that should have been the name. I got about 4 other names it could be. That's not one of them.
Huh? Test. 1, 2. Yes, you can move. You want to move it?
Child, we already know. Just let it go, Harem. We already know. the banner is not it's not representative of Jason House. Let's go. They still said no. Oh yeah. Just so you know, K Hustle, exactly what you said. That's never what we were over here doing. We were just trying to make things a little lighter. And I'm not trying to explain to you or convince you. You could just go through our videos. We were making things a little lighter. That's all. Hey Danny. Big Mike says, once again, this proves that Jason is unsure of himself. You could tell that he's being forced to rub. I agree with LNC when you say clean house. That means everyone's out of there. Tiffany and Trustee. Yeah, I agree, Tiki and Big Mike. Like, who idea was it to say clean house? That was the silliest thing ever. No, that's what y'all thought. You didn't think about what the people thought.
Hey.
No. Hold on, guys.
Okay. All right, guys, we're going to start in exactly 2 minutes. Thank you so much for your patience. We had a little technical difficulties, but it's all good because we were going to have a rain difficulty, but guess what? We got sun outside right now. So that let us know that today is supposed to happen. Amen. So we're going to get started in about 2 minutes, okay?
I don't know why everything gotta be so churchy all the time. Big Mike said, I get what they were trying to do with the slogan clean house, but it would be a better slogan for someone outside of the board running to replace the entire board and administration. I agree. Like that would be something your opponent might say too. Like, what the heck? Y'all came up with clean
All right,
house?
let's get it. How we doing this afternoon? And the energy, so I need you to match my energy. How are we doing this afternoon? Village of Dolton, I guess I'll be the first one to say it. This has been a long time coming, but we are here today and we are going to have a good time. We're going to have a positive time. And guess what? We're about to make some real change right now in Dolton.
So a lot of people were complaining about Dr. Nikita's voice and how loud and how extra and all of that was. This is my opinion on it. If you ever want to know how many elders were in support of Jason House, this is your proof. If you ever doubted it was only older churchy people, this is your proof. Tiffany has a different way of going about it because she has the youth. I'm just going to be honest. Like it's almost like a code switch. Like the yelling, how y'all doing? We're going to party. Amen. Everything got to be political bedside Baptist church, for lack of a better word, instead of just talking to people like they're humans. It's not if you're black, you're white, you're old, you're just talking like we're humans and just talking from the heart. So I think that's what she was doing. It's a lot of elders out there. This is me not trying to be judgy, but give the benefit of the doubt. It's so many elders out there. They like that amen and they like that clap and they like what's going on. Not judging the elders, because I got some elders in my over here in the blueberries and they don't do all that. But I'm just trying to give y'all an insight on what goes on here. It's all of this. Like, we ain't even got into the campaign. Oh, amen. I feel the spirit. I feel the spirit coming on me already.
Things first. what we're gonna do before we start, we're gonna open up with prayer. But before we do, I just want to real quick bring our 5 up here. These are the people who are that you came to see. So I'm gonna ask the DJ to hit us with our infamous song, and I'm gonna call them up one by one. Let's go, hit it, DJ.
DJ late as ever. Where is the DJ? Hit it, DJ. We rehearsed this. Hit it.
Hit it, DJ.
Hit it, DJ.
It's okay.
DJ, hit it. Hit it, DJ.
So coming up first, up for re-election, Brittany Norwood. Next up, Trustee Kiana Blanchard. And guess what? He coming back around. He's spinning the block. He's spinning the block. Trustee and Steve. Next up, our favorite clerk, my favorite clerk, your favorite clerk, Allison Clark King.
Okay. Can we talk about how to I don't hear him. Okay, hear him, Magnolia, whatever. Choose whatever you guys, y'all eat me up if you want to. But we got to read the lyrics to Run This Town Tonight and why this is such a choice to have. So let's just start from the first. Let's start. Do y'all want to start? Let's start from the beginning. Feel it coming in the air. Hear the screams from everywhere. I'm addicted to the thrill. It's a dangerous love affair. Can't be scared when it goes down. Got a problem? Tell me now. Only thing on my mind is who gonna run this town tonight. Did y'all think about this song they had? Who's gonna run this town tonight? We gonna run this town. Okay, verse 1. Y'all want me to rap it like Jay-Z or you just want me to talk it? Let me know. We are, yeah, I said it. We are. This is Rock Nation. Look, this is House 2025. Pledge your allegiance. Get your fatigues on. All black everything. Black cars, all black everything. And our girls are blackbirds riding with their Dillingers. I get more in depth if you boys really real enough. This is La Familia. I'll explain later. But for now, let me get back to this paper. I'm a couple bands down and I'm trying to get back. I gave Doug a grip and lost a flip for 5 stacks. Yeah, I'm talking 5,6 zeros.0 here, Doug, back to running circles around niggas. Now we squared up. Hold up. Here go the chorus. Y'all voting, right? Life's a game, but it's not fair. I break the rules, so I don't care. Is anybody following this? Y'all didn't hear this? Y'all didn't hear this song, Run This Town Tonight? Let's keep on. Look, life's a game, but it's not fair. I break the rules, so I don't care. So I keep doing my own thing, walking tall against the rain. Victories within the mile. Almost there, don't give up now. Only thing on my mind is who's going to run this town tonight. Hey, 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 who's going to run this town tonight? Now let's go. Yeah, we are. Yeah, I said it. We are. You can call me Caesar and a dark Caesar. Please follow the leader. So Eric B, we are microphone fiend. This the return of the God. Peace, God. It ain't nobody fresher. Okay. I am Mason, Martin Magella. On the table screaming, fuck the other side. They jealous. We got a banquet full of broads. They got a table full of fellas. Yeah, and they ain't spending no cake. they should throw their hand in because they ain't got no spades. Shout out to Della Crundella. Yeah, my whole team got dough, so my banquet looking like a millionaire's row. Now let's go back to what Rihanna say. Life a game, but it's not fair. I break the rules, so I don't care. So I keep doing my own thing, walking tall against the rain. Victories within a mile, almost there, don't give up now. Only thing on my mind is who's going to run this town tonight. Again, who's going to run this town tonight? Now here go my favorite verse, because this got Kanye. It's crazy how you can go from being Joe Blow to everybody on your dick, no homo. I bought my whole family whips, no Volvos. Next time I'm in church, please, no photos. Police escorts. Shout out to Trina Downs. Everybody passports. This the life that everybody asked for. This the fast life. We on a crash course. What you think I rap for? To push a fucking rap for? But I guess that if I stay stunting, all these girls only gonna want one thing. I could spend my whole life goodwill hunting. Only good gonna come is when I'm coming. She got an ass that'll swallow up a G-string and up. Oh, do y'all want me to keep on going? And up to bee stings. Let me know. Y'all want to hear the rest? Let me know if y'all want to hear the rest. This is song they playing out there. Okay. Let's keep where I leave off. I could spend my whole life goodwill hunting. Only good gonna come is when I'm coming. She got an ass that'll swallow up a G-string and up top, 2 bee stings. And I'm beast off this Riesling. And my nigga just made it to the precinct. Okay, what else y'all want to hear? We give a damn about the drama that your dude bring. I'm just trying to change the color on your mood ring. Reebok, baby, you need to try some new things. Have you ever had shoes without shoestrings? What's that, yay? Baby, these heels. Is that made what? Baby, these wheels. You tripping. You ain't sipping. Have a refill. You feeling like you running, huh? Now you know how we feel. Now, anybody want to hear Rihanna? Anybody know the Rihanna? Choose, put the Rihanna in there. Life's a game, but it's not fair. I break the rules, so I don't care. So I keep doing my own thing, walking tall against the rain. Victories within the mile, almost there, don't give up now. Only thing on my mind is who's going to run this town tonight. Let's go. Life's a game, but it's not fair.
And last but certainly not least, the future mayor of Dolton, Illinois, Jason House. Woo! Listen, guys. Tell me to cut. You can cut, DJ. Thank you, DJ. So I am Dr. Nikita Cloud. Listen, first and foremost, trustees and Madam Clerk, thank you so much for the opportunity to host this afternoon. Because guess what? This is going to be a good thing. Change is coming, and it's going to be a positive afternoon. But before we do anything, because we have to do it decent in order, I want to call up Pastor William Fleshman. He's going to open us up in prayer, and then we're going to get started. Woo!
Use a little theme song, little theme music. First of all, I want to say thank you to those that are gathered behind me to even ask me to come out and to open up with prayer. And I know that this is an announcement, but I'm a believer. So this is a declaration today. And you know what? I believe that things happen when people that believe that things are going to happen. And so we have the ability to speak those things that are not as if they were, right? So I want you all to do one thing with me before I begin to pray. I want you to declare Clean House 2025. Do me a favor, everybody. Everybody say it. Clean House 2025. Clean House 2025. Clean House 2025. I think we're ready to pray now. The word of God says,
as a resident, it's hard for me to just sit up here and not tell you anything. And yes, Big Mike, you can choose as the next mayor of Dolton. I won't be offended. Pastor Fleshman was on the fire and police. Wait a minute, was it the fire police committee for the village of Dolton? So I'm wondering, when did he also was the one that was marching when Riley put those bricks out of there. So I'm wondering when did his just like Chris Gonzalez, Pastor Fleshman was there. Wait a minute, let's see if I got it. Let me see if this is a good video. Let's see if we can find this. Maybe it won't. They're gonna call his name. I'm just gonna pull this up. Hit the like button. I appreciate you so much. Let's go.
And I'm Philip Williams. So that
See. The sound was off in a little bit.
Mr. Brown, William Flashmore is not here today. Brandon Richardson.
Yes.
Christopher Gonzalez, and I'm Philip Williams. So
that's not the one. Let me find one so I'm not lying on this man. Let's go to it. Let's stop sharing. If Big Mike, if you have any idea if what I'm saying with here you go. This is a good one. This is the same. So it's hard for me to, when I see things, I think that's now I'm understanding now that it's coming about. That's what makes me a problem. Because I'm like, wait a minute, but weren't you a politician? I didn't know you had a church too, and you were a politician and all this cool stuff.
Thank you for coming out and watching the Village of Dolton, located at 14122 Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Drive, on this Thursday, March the 10th, 2020.
They weren't at his church. They were at 145th in Lincoln, Big Mike. They didn't end up going right in the Free and D lot. They didn't go to that church. I don't know what's up with that. That's interesting to know. I'm the same way. I think about that too. All right, let's see if this is the same pastor.
22 at 10:45 a.m. Secretary, could you call the roll?
Members of the board, Chris Gonzalez.
Present.
William Fleshman.
Present.
Present.
Stanley. And my name is Philip Williams.
So just so you know, if you ever want to go back, it's the Fire and Police Committee Board. I do too. I do too, Choose. I was trying not to talk about that, but yeah. So that young man who we see right here is the same young man. So what happens now that we're connecting the DOTTS, and it's nothing against Pastor Fleshman, might have a good, but what is the agenda? Now I'm looking at everybody like, what's the agenda?
This is going to be a good thing. Change is coming, and it's going to be a positive after.
Tiana, please put your hands out on your sides. This looks so strange without your hands on your sides.
Afternoon. But before we do anything, because we have to do it decent in order, I want to call up Pastor William Fleshman. He's going to open us up in prayer, and then we're going to get started. Woo!
Use a little theme song, little theme music. First of all, I want to say thank you to those that are gathered behind me to even ask me to come out and to open up.
Just making sure y'all see that face. And you see this face. Fire and Police Commissioner Board for Dolton. Where did it go wrong? That's all I'm asking. Not trying to be an ass. When did it go wrong? When did it go wrong?
Up with prayer. And I know that this is an announcement, but I'm a believer. So this is a declaration today. And you know what? I believe that things happen when people that believe that things are going to happen. And so we have the ability to speak those things that are not as if they were, right? So I want you all to do one thing with me before I begin to pray.
Y'all gonna make me be long-winded. Choose. I'm not saying you talking about her. It just looked like something's not right when her hands are behind her arms because of her sleeves. It just looked awkward. But she didn't know that, so we're not talking about it. Pastor such and such. Garden says, I would say out the trustees present, Kiana is the best candidate for mayor. I 100%. Out of everybody up here, including Tiffany, Kiana Belcher on paper is the best candidate for mayor. Kiana Belcher problem is relatability. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's what it seems like. It's am I waiting? Mayor, can I be recognized? That's the only thing. I think it's Kiana's relatability. That's it.
Can I be recognized, Mayor?
You want to be long-winded? I'm just acting.
That's why I said it too, Choose. I'm sitting here like, girl, it's something missing right here. And you know what, Kiana? You didn't even need that black belt to separate. You didn't even need it. You didn't even need that black belt to separate. Yeah, Jazzy, you said it, baby. That is another problem she's going to have to deal with. And I just don't understand what was going on with Britney's suit. So, okay, this is because we talk fashion that those that don't know. I think, okay, let's get the fashion out of the way. Choose, because this is our problem. Let's get the fashion out of the way. Let's get anybody don't want to know about fashion, exit now. Let's start, because this is my thing. Jason House. I had no idea he had this color pants on under that blazer. No. You're too young for sports coats. You're too young. Jason, I know you don't like me. Hit me up. I got you. Ain't no problem. I got you. Nobody will know. Look, Choose. I'll have Choose do it. Choose. Go ahead and hook. I'll just deliver the clothes. You hook Jason out. Jason is definitely a long. He is not a regular. So his suit size, if I'm looking at him from over here, he's probably like a 48-50 long. He has on a 48 regular suit jacket. Okay. That is a problem. His sleeves are too short. The bottom is too short. We should not see his crotch. Edward Steve, he has the right length in the. Why is Edward Steve and Jason the same height? Both with 2-button suits. And Edward Steve jacket is longer than Jason House. Because Edward Steve thinks he's taller than Jason House, so he went with a 42 long. That's all. And that to cover your crotch area is what you want. We should not see your zipper. Okay. Oh, please make the thanks, Garden. Garden said, please make the disclaimer, Bert, that the fashion critique is not reflecting on their politics or how you personally feel about them. It's not. Jason House, y'all. Okay, everybody up there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, including anybody else that organized this, the advisory committee, y'all didn't lay Jason House suit out before the event. Jason House should be catered to in every way because he is the next mayor. Do y'all understand that? That means y'all are sitting there making sure, Jason, you up, your clothes are ironed, steamed, you're delivering them. He is the potential new mayor. Why y'all got him out here like this? And it's nothing against Jason House. That is what Jason House got on is fine for him to do day-to-day business. It's not fine for him to be a nominee for the, that's not fine. That's it. I'm giving you the information. Jason House, definitely gray is his color. Blue is his color. You know what else is Jason House color? Chocolate. Jason House, put on a chocolate suit. Don't be scared. See what a chocolate suit will do to you. a navy, gray, or chocolate suit. Stay away from black for right now. Be presentable. Ed Steve, got nothing to say. You pretty much just need a nice little hem on your pants. Your pants are hemmed correctly, and maybe some new shoes. Allison Key, Allison be killing these hoes, and I'm not even cursing. Y'all know I don't curse. Allison be killing them. Only thing, I think she should have been a little more careful with her heels. The heels scream lady of the evening. Cute for a sundress or anything like that, but the heels scream lady of the evening for this event. Always keep it classy with the heels. You don't need the bakers. You don't need the bakers sexy heel special, the merry-go-round sexy heel special. What was the other one called? Giovanni's sexy heel special. Fashion Nova. No, you want practical shoes to be the clerk. We don't want our clerk looking like that. But perfect suit. Fleshman, I'll get to you. Kiana Belcher. Beautiful dress. She likes to show her figure. I am proud of Kiana because she actually put on shapewear under here, which is great. I have nothing to say. Y'all tied this damn scarf around her neck, making her look like she about to make pancakes for some reason. That is horrible. Why did y'all give these people these scarves at the last minute? This is because Allison Key's scarf is perfectly made. Kiana Belcher she just got a scarf. She got a kerchief. Kiana Belcher, perfect dress. You don't need the black belt. You were fine. Great look for you. That's it. But I know the black one with the black pumps, and your shoes are sensible. Hair pushed back away. That's fine. If I had to say anything, and I hope y'all don't take it the wrong way. It's so hard to say stuff because people take it the wrong way. A little more color, a little more softness. So Kiana Belcher got this ponytail, maybe some little ringlets around her face, maybe a little bang, just something to give you that You are bigger than the other girls. And I don't mean bigger by weight. I mean, you're taller and more statuesque. So you're going to have to always make yourself a little more softer than the other girls. That's just what it is. It's nothing against you. I'm usually the boy looking person in my group. So I always have to make myself look softer. Brittany Norwood, I do not like the color of that suit. What is it? Eggshell white? Off-white? It's almost like when my grandma would make a cake and it was a yellow cake with a chocolate mix or a lemon cake. It's almost whatever that was spun into the little bowl when we'd be waiting for the icing. That's the color of Brittany Norwood's suit. Okay. Brittany, shoes were wrong. Oh, hold on. Let me let y'all see. Shoes were absolutely wrong. It just looked, it's giving dingy. Brittany's a petite woman. She needs a suit, but a suit with a skirt. That's it. She's a petite woman. You definitely don't want to have no kind of extra embellishment on your shoulders, and your hair is not up. If you're going to have that big old flower on your shoulder, your hair needs to be up. It doesn't need to be down covering the you got a flower on your shoulder, a scarf, and some dang on wedge sandals. You need to put something up. That's it. That's all I got to say. And it's not pure white. Hair down, soft curls. Y'all got it. What did you take back? I'm not judging anybody. We're talking clothes, Eddie. Get on out of here. If you're not from here, don't come over here being mad. Kiana Belcher absolutely looks good. Yeah. According to the dress, it's too much. Look at the curl up on the sides, the creases. The suit is cheap. That's all. The suit is super cheap. She don't have to spend any kind of, you know what? Brittany, you're petite. Go to JCPenney, baby. JCPenney has an amazing suit line. You're super petite. You could wear all those little skirts and skirts and with the blazer, and you can get away with it. You're young and petite. That's just my thing. Clerky, chef kisses all the way around. Kiana Belcher, you didn't need that belt, but you still, I see you put your shapewear on. You are holding it together. We just need your arms to be on the side, and it's not your fault. It's just like your arms missing. Jason House needs some help. SD, he knows a suit. He knows a suit to a certain extent. Maybe he can help Jason House out. Allison Key, perfect. And that's it. That's all we got. All right. Let's keep on going. It's not judging. Like, y'all like to hear my fashion critique. I'm just giving it to you. And let me tell you something. It's like all of us. Back then, you didn't want me. Now, y'all on me. It's all of us. This is them at their beginning. But I think that this is a perfect example of how they don't communicate and talk to one another and say, like, it's nothing for Brittany and Kiana to get together and say, girl, what you wearing? What you wearing? Me and my friends do it. What you wearing? What you wearing? And Brittany show up like that and Kiana show up like that. It actually looked like in this picture who called each other. Kiana Belcher and Clark Key. It looked like they called each other and went over what they were going to be looking like. We've been doing this. You should have left it. We've been talking about fashion and been giving cute. We was never harsh to anybody. Choose. I want to be honest. I think this is the harshest I've been on fashion. I do not like the color of Brittany Norwood's suit. It looks dingy. But I'm also somebody that know when you see something on camera, like Brittany probably was standing in front of the mirror like, oh, I look good. And then when it comes on camera, I've been there. I have been there. I've made mistakes. I've been like, oh, this is the right thing. And then I saw my client on camera like, no, why do you look like that? That's what happens. But that's my explanation. Don't matter what size or shape you are, you just tailor it to you. Out of this whole group, Allison Key wins once again. She's slaying the girls. Allison Key wins once again. The only reason I'm saying that Trustee Kiana Belcher does not need that belt, it accentuates where her waist is, which is a high waist. She has a short torso, and her breasts are close to the belt. You don't want that. Take the belt away, she would have been bombshell action, 100% curve action. She probably thought the belt was giving her shape. What is the belt holding up? Is the belt holding up some pants, a tool belt? The belt is not supposed to be there. Her shape was giving her shape. And that's just it. I'm done. We talked, yeah, Jazzy, we talked about that, like those boots from like Shernan's or I don't know, you're young, but Shernan's, merry-go-round. Oh, I got these boots back in the day from Baker's. No, just she needs the clerk shoes. And then Jason and Ed Steve need some new shoes. Kiana Belcher shoes, love. I think Kiana Belcher had the perfect shoes, simple pumps for the occasion. I don't know what the hell everybody else was thinking. But yeah, that's my, since y'all asked, my fashion assessment. Great job, y'all. I mean, for a kickoff, no matter what, for a kickoff, not bad. Look at Jason House pocket square. Like, y'all always supposed to get together with your PR person or your advisor and say, what are you wearing, and show what you were going to wear, period.
I want you to declare Clean House 2025. Do me a favor, everybody. Everybody say it. Clean House 2025. Clean House 2025. Clean House 2025. I think we're ready to pray now. The Word of God says, man, 4 years ago I was excited and was disappointed.
Because he did the same prayer 4 years ago.
Today, we stand in a place where redemption is coming, where God is getting ready to right wrongs.
I don't know. Let me run it back. Somebody said
God is getting ready to take Dolton. Before I begin to pray, this is an announcement.
Let's see.
But I'm a believer, so this is a declaration today. And you know,
did you see?
Well, I believe that things happen when people that believe that things are going to happen, and so we have the ability to speak those things that are not as if they were, right? So I want you all to do one thing with me before I begin to pray. I want you to declare Clean House 2025. Do me a favor, everybody. Everybody say it. Clean House 2025.
Where y'all see him at? Y'all saw him? Where you see him at, Brittany?
Clean House 2025. Clean House 2025. I think we're ready to pray now.
Sure was. Wow. Now, this would have been interesting to see the two advocates mashing up. This would have been interesting. And we know Jamal Green, it seems he done went on successfully with his life. We see him all the time with his children on YouTube and Instagram. This is interesting.
God says,
you know what? Why you show that to me, Gardis? Because now I'm intrigued. Jamal Green was there? If y'all didn't know, Jamal Green ran for mayor of Chicago, but he also was an activist, and he ran with another famous activist we know now. This is interesting. Ooh. Where my Monique at? Gardis, get up out of here. Since you got your degree and you know everything, get up out of here. All right, let's go.
Man, 4 years ago, I was excited and was disappointed. Today, we stand in a place.
Choose, you ain't gonna bait me into getting my channel canceled. Y'all didn't know Choose Compassion is trying to get me shut down. I know you ain't talking about the Dwayne, not hashtag Dwayne. Not I was on a plane with Dwayne. You could call me Whitley Muhammad. Tell me he wasn't out there, girl.
Where redemption is coming, where God is getting ready to right wrongs, where God is getting ready to take Dolton back to where we were, and it's going to take Clean House 2025 to do it. I'm reminded that the word of God says, if my people who are called by my name will humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then will I hear from heaven. Then will I forgive their sins. Then will I heal the land. We're believing that Dolton is already hit, that God is already healing the land where we're standing. Let us pray. Gracious and eternal Father, we come humbly now, God. First of all, just saying thank you. God, thank you for these candidates. God, we pray that you give them the endurance that is needed and necessary, not just for this run, but for this fight. For we know that we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but God, we know that you're able to do all things but fail us. And so, God, now we pray success. God, we speak victory in advance. God, we speak victory on this side now because we believe you for it. Your word says, trust in the Lord with all thine heart. Lean not unto thy own understanding. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct your path.
I have a question. I'm a Christian. How do you guys who are possibly not Christian, are you Muslim? Are you Catholic? Are you an atheist? Are you Methodist? Are you Jewish? How do you feel about going to vote for someone and the first thing they do is bring out a Baptist prayer or a Christian prayer? How do you feel about that? Like, do you think that church and state should be separate? That's my question.
God, we're asking that you direct the path of every candidate that I am standing with now. Lord God, we pray for healing in the village of Dolton. God, we come against the division that has been set here, but we know that unity shall be released again. Father, we thank you for what you're doing, what you've already done, and that which you're going to do. God, we give you glory, honor, and praise. Now place a hedge of protection round about these candidates and do what only you can. God, we already look forward to victory. We look forward to Clean House 2025. Oh God, we thank you for all of them and we give you glory, honor.
So I have another question for you. So technically, is Pastor Fletcher over here praying for them, and Pastor Moore, if he is a pastor, I don't know, don't pray for me no more, praying for Tiffany? Are they praying against each other? Are they technically praying against each other? I just have to ask.
In praise. It's in Jesus' name, inshallah, that we pray. Amen.
That's an endorsement too. Yes. You heard it here first. You heard it here first. So we're going to have our guest of honor. You can.
Like I said, Pastor Fletcher went around and said, that's an endorsement too. And you know where you saw him at last time.
Thank you for coming out and watching the Village of Dolton, located at 14122 Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Drive, on this Thursday, March the 10th, 2022, at 10:45 a.m. Secretary, could you call the roll?
Members of the board, Chris Gonzalez.
Present.
William Fleshman.
Present.
Present. Stanley. And my name is Philip Williams.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this time.
So it's important that you at least know the players, not that say that Pastor Fletchman is a player, but he definitely has been in the political arena for Dolton, period. That's not me making it up. That's not me putting anything against him. You see it yourself. You research it yourself. Let's continue.
Go on, and you don't have to sit up here. I know this son is son, and this is not the same son from last year. This son is doing overtime or something. I don't know. This son was not supposed to be out here today, but guess what? He's out here today. But, you know, we had a different location because we didn't know that, you know, we were like, hey, what are we going to do? It's going to rain. But guess what? It didn't. Not only it didn't rain, it's hot. It's sunny. And all these people are out here like, oh, my God, this is a humbling experience. But what I did was today, because it's so much I want to say, I took notes and I wrote some stuff down, so please forgive me. But usually I wing it, but it was so much stuff I wanted to address. So I'm going to get started. Thank you all for joining us today as we embark on a new chapter of our beloved Village of Dolton. This campaign kickoff event is not about slandering anyone, least of all the current administration. It is about changing the narrative.
Y'all, I was not trying to pause right here. But clear the bushes. Clear the bushes. They're not here to slander because that's been done for the last month or two. You saw anybody that had independent thinking channels get canceled. You saw the smear campaign. You saw how Dolton politics had us all up there. It got to a point where we have had to go to court. We had none of this. Imagine if everybody would just been normal, play cool. How many YouTubers, bloggers would have been out there in this regard? In this regard, how many people would have been out there? And you guys, if you guys are talking to me, Rico, Reality Check TV is live as well. I don't want to just hog what I got going on. Jazzy Steph, thank you so much for the membership. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Goddess, you a member now. Thank you, Jazzy. We never would have had any of this going on. When it broke my heart, and I will tell you this, and I told Cara this, I'm not going to stand in the way for her to get any kind of justice when it comes to Cara Wilson. I will step to the side and support her wherever needed. We still will support Lexi on this channel, on Burgundy Blue Commentary. We're still going to support Cara Wilson and what she has to do with her daughter in the injustice. But we're also going to support Funnel Cake Man. And we're also going to support Christopher Ward's mother, who's been going to every board meeting to talk about what's been going on. We're going to support countless others. It's been a lot of things going on. I'm going to say, but the murders were heavier before Tiffany got here, but she didn't help resolving whatever was going on, you know, through the power of what she was saying in her mouth. So I could see that. But I will forever support Cara Wilson. But getting back to this statement, it's not about bashing, but y'all bashed us. Y'all bashed us directly. Like they won't be like, oh, we didn't see anything. Somebody told me. Nobody told you. You be in every live, and I know it. I know you would be in every live because y'all done told us. We got all these big, huge YouTubers. I'm not saying this for them to come out now. Don't come out later. That's why I'm saying it. That's what I'm saying. Tiki, the goddess you expose. I always miss the gifts too. Justice for all. Like nobody's saying bash Tiffany, but again, let's get to the campaign strategy. You have an opponent and you're not mentioning their name. Again, that tells you the mentality of Dolton. They're going to run through here. They're going to go down the block and somebody will be like, you want to go down this block? Yeah, but Miss Jones live on this block. And in 2012, she brought cupcakes to Tiffany class in 9th grade. That's how they're going to be. And then somebody will be like, yeah, don't go down there. Because in 2001, we saw her support her mother. That's how they're going to act. They are so... it's so cliquish. It's so cliquish. And if you can't see it, y'all ain't got one team. You probably got one, but I bet you the one you got, he got a Thornton Township sweatshirt on because he worked there. But y'all ain't got no youth. The fire department is in the same position they are in now. Excuse me. They're in the same position now that they were in when Tiffany became elected. They were standing out there rooting for Tiffany. Now they're standing out there rooting for Jason. Riley did not secure their deal. All politics. Same narrative. Same narrative. But this is the weird thing. For over 5 years, that was before Tiffany, correct, Choose. This is my thing. If y'all would have been cool, we would have never known y'all was the whatever you were. I can't even say what you are. We would have knew of nothing. Y'all literally got a channel making video after video after video after video over someone that lives in your township. Y'all literally sitting over here just letting Jason House come up to the podium saying he don't like to speak. Y'all literally are taping your agenda on the door with the wrong letterhead, and Tiffany still allow it. You're exposing yourselves. And it's all because we're the best and y'all the worst. Your theme song is Run This Town Tonight, but you mad at Tiffany for dressing like Nino Brown. Make it make sense. You think nobody gonna look at the lyrics? Nobody know what "Run This Town Tonight" mean? Nobody saw the video? Okay, let's keep on going. Thank you, Jazzy. Thank you again.
Embracing change, and most importantly, Clean House 2025.
Everybody looking like villains. Everybody looking like villains.
We are here to introduce 5 exceptional candidates who have stepped up to the task. 3 are seeking re-election, 2 are seeking election. I'm just gonna be honest.
Hey, Cara, I was speaking of you. I didn't not know you were here, so I don't know how long you were here. Like I said clearly before you got here, I would have been at, I text you. If I text you and you want to respond in the comments, that would be great. I would have been there, but it's more important for you to get the message about Lexi across and you to get your message about suffering across. So today, what we're doing is we're exposing or just going over what happened with the kickoff for 2025. So I don't want to involve you in that, but I wanted to let people know I would have been at everything. And you know that, hopefully. We communicate. I just don't want to be in a battle. And it was never a battle. It was never a battle with none of us content creators. And now we have went from the masses. We have you just saw me, thank you. We have went from the masses reporting on, let's just think about it. I'm not being rude. I want to be clear. Again, I repeat, I'm not trying to be rude. If it comes off rude, feel free to tell me. We went from the masses covering Alexis Wilson to now it boiled down to just one person or maybe 2. If you're on that one person side, can cover what happened with Alexis Wilson. The whole community was covering Alexis Wilson. Y'all have to know, and I put a period behind there. It has to be us or nothing. That's what these people are doing from what I see right here. You know what I mean? It just has to be one person, where we had the masses covering a situation amongst other situations. And everything was Tiffany is wrong. That was the whole. Shay was saying Tiffany was wrong. I was saying Tiffany was wrong. A million people were saying Tiffany was wrong. They were not saying wrong outright, but like, nah, Tiffany, you can't be. We was calling out Tiffany directly. You can't do this. Now, all of a sudden, it's only one person that could be designated to talk about Dolton. That's weird, but okay. And that's not putting Cara in the middle of it. Cara deserves to have all the outlets covering her story. Y'all have left her story on the back burner for so long. Also, I want to encourage you to go to her GoFundMe. Cara, if you have your GoFundMe, can you put in the link? If you were thinking of giving anything to Burgundy, please do not give anything to Burgundy. Give it to Cara Wilson. She is not just fighting for justice for her daughter, but she's fighting to help other people who had aspirations like lash tech, hair, all that cool things to complete if they do not have the money to complete their course. That's what she's doing. She's also helping grieving mothers. That's it. Let's keep on going. I don't want y'all to be dipping. I'm not using Cara as a ploy. I'm just saying everybody was working together at one point. Now nobody's working together. And y'all act like y'all don't see that. We all was working together. I have a whole video where we were on this big creators page and he was live. All of us jumped in, sending love, support, money, and he did the same to us. It wasn't until after April the 8th that everything changed. And it sucks. I think it's going to suck for a lot of people because I think that a lot of promises are not going to be made.
With you, these candidates are not perfect, nor have they claimed to be. The reality of it is none of us are perfect. Perfection is not a prereq for this position. wanting change, striving to do better, and fighting for a better future is. It takes individuals with a desire, interest, and motivation to work with the people, for the people, while aligning their integrity with the law. It requires someone with.
Cara, I have you here. Did you see Jamal Green was out there today? Chicago activist. I'm with you with unity. I think that it should be unity, but I think that other people that are scared, and this is not towards you, Cara, but other people that are scared to say that, they need to say that, because you guys allow the powers that be to control the situation. It went from 1,000 people wanting to come out to 500 people like, I'm scared. If I come out, what's going to happen to me? That should never happen on this account, on this way. I should never feel like I cannot go into a Cara Wilson event because it's this person or this person. This is weird. This is weird, and it needs to be addressed. It just needs to be addressed. Yeah, this is pretty cool. How's their slogan, clean house? And this is the worst slogan. These people don't think. Exactly, Erica. The worst slogan ever, clean house. Who thought of that? Thank you, exactly, Erica.
Willing to set aside pride and collaborate with others. Even if,
you know what? I ain't trying to be funny, but who called Jamal?
Those that they may not necessarily like. Because it's not about personal feelings. It's about serving our community. Our candidates understand the importance of making tough decisions and accepting constructive feedback, even when it's not popular or maybe even hurt their feelings. But make no mistake, this doesn't mean they should tolerate abuse.
Okay, so why should we tolerate abuse? And I mean me, Shay, Della, anybody else that don't agree with certain things. Now, this was just sent to me from Dolton Politics. Now, 2 specific Dolton people prayed for Anonymous to come back. Anonymous is back. Now, Anonymous usually would just rag on the YouTubers, or maybe even another Anonymous would talk about what was going on in Village Hall. But this just was sent to me. And I haven't read it. I'm reading out loud with you guys. I just can't imagine this information being at my disposal and noticing all the same people in the mix, from the trustee panel to the residents, and absolutely no change. How can you look at this campaign event and actually see greatness coming to Dolton with the same people? Lord, help Dolton with a new generation that really desires change. That meeting is from 2019. They're still looking for the same things. Don't know who wrote that, but it's the same people. It really is.
They are public servants, not doormats. This is not a popularity contest, but a call to action. It's about accepting and respecting that not everyone will like, agree with, or support you. Some may start off as supporters, only to change their stance later, and that's okay. It's part of the process, and it comes with the territory. You always remember, between the prayer and the promise lies the process. So when faced with challenges, we must thank those individuals and move on. This is how we change the narrative, by demonstrating respect, even in the face of disrespect. Everything doesn't warrant a response. Sometimes it's better to leave the negativity loud and wrong. As a publicist, I've learned the best strategy for peace is no response, and anything else is unproductive.
I'm not trying to be funny, and y'all know I don't do this. This lady flat out said when she see me, she was going to slap me. And I got that in writing. If anybody need that in writing, I have it in writing. She said it flat out in the Dolton Politics group. Flat out, direct. Just continue.
I'm sorry, no response to anything that is unproductive or
and no, that was not under the Nancy Harry lady. She said that in a separate post. When I see Burgundy, I'm going to slap a bitch. If you need the receipts, let me know.
Unattractive. It takes quality leadership, the kind that leads by example. And I believe we found our starting five. So I ask that we support these candidates, pray for them, trust them, and believe in them, but not blindly, but with accountability. Hold them responsible for their actions, yet trust their leadership. This is not going to be an easy task, trustees and clerk. There will be challenges. There will be slander. And hard work. That's what it takes to make a village. This village, to support them and see them across the finish line. Also, it's not going to be cheap. But I think if we all chip in just a little bit, a small amount together, we can together make this happen. So we will have links, I'm assuming, and websites and things of that sort where it'll allow you to donate and make this happen. And I ask that you do donate when you can. I'm not asking anyone to go in debt. We still have to live, and I saw the tax bills. Together, let's embrace this journey towards a brighter future for Dolton. Let's work together to bring about change, the change that we wish to see. Let's do it with respect, integrity, and unwavering commitment. So as we begin our program, I would like to introduce one of my favorite women. Our first speaker, this woman is classy, stylish. She's a true asset to her community. And look, even when we all acting silly, she's that one that look at us with a straight face, completely unimpressed and ready to go home. She's a multi-decade HR professional with UPS. She knows employment law, and she works diligently to make sure that compliance is followed. She's also a current trustee in the Village of Dolton who recently won her last election last year. So now she's senior trustee. She has a 17-pound white fur baby named Chuck, who smell like YSL cologne and fabric softener. And she boasts a closet of fashion from some of the best designers in the world, but most of all, she truly has a heart of gold. So I would love for you to put your hands together for senior trustee Tammy Brown.
I'm going to get her for that, talking about my baby. But I just want to say thank you all so much for joining us this afternoon. We have a fight ahead of us, and we need all of you guys' support so that we can keep this train. We got to keep this train rolling. We have some, yes, keep on rolling. This train got to keep on rolling. We got some unfinished.
And this is how I can do both sides. I'm not mad. If she's senior trustee at the Jason House, I think it should be Kiana Belcher. I don't think it should be Tammy Brown. Why is Tammy Brown senior trustee? I think Kiana Belcher brings more. This is me just talking about it. Yeah, should a designer, I told y'all this. Jazzy said, should a designer closet be a bragging point at this event? You're going to lose points if you don't have designer here in Dolton. Yes, we're the first to have a soup kitchen and ask for more. Yes, we need 2 food pantries and ask for more. But it was in a vote. It was in a vote. Do we need another food pantry? Yes, we do. And we're actually doing a press release at a food pantry talking about how the trustee of our neighborhood has designer items. Make it make sense. We are at Free Indeed Food Pantry telling people that our trustee has a closet full of designer. But also, we want to feel bad because this trustee only made $25,000 a year, according to you. Does that make sense, y'all? Is this thing on? Is this thing recording? Is this thing on? Is this thing recording? Like, did you guys hear her? We're in front of, wait a minute, hold on, y'all didn't hear her. You know we're in front of Free Indeed, right? We're in front of Free Indeed.
respect, integrity, and unwavering commitment. So as we begin our program, I would like to introduce one of my favorite women. Our first speaker, this woman is classy, stylish. She's a true asset to her community. And look, even when we all acting silly, she's that one that look at us with a straight face, completely unimpressed and ready to go home. She's a multi-decade HR professional with UPS. She knows employment law, and she works diligently to make sure that compliance is followed. She's also a current trustee in the Village of Dolton who recently won her last election last year. So now she's senior trustee. She has a 17-pound white fur baby named Chuck who smell like YSL cologne and fabric softener.
If y'all didn't know, y'all be thinking Tiffany the only one with the wigs and the wardrobe. Everybody aspire to that out here. I want to be honest with y'all. If I could be not honest with y'all tonight, put a blue heart in the chat. That's what it's about. It's about trying to be the haves and not the have-nots.
And she boasts like
she's saying the dog smell like YSL cologne. Put a blue heart in the chat if I could be honest with y'all tonight. This is sad.
Closet of fashion from some of the best designers in the world, but most of all, she truly has a heart of gold. So I would love for you to put your hands together for Senior Trust.
She is saying this woman has designer clothing. Y'all, wait a minute. Let me put the link in here. And I'm only going to let people I know come up. So if you guys have not come up before, it may be different. We're in front of let's talk as family. We're in front of Free Indeed, a food pantry. I'm not being a bitch. Y'all know I don't curse like this. We're in front of Free Indeed, a food pantry. And someone is saying this lady got more designers in her closet than your mama. Can anybody, am I wrong? The dog smell like YSL cologne. The median income of Dolton, they've been saying, is $29,000. It may be more, but that's what the mainstream media have been reporting on. Is this good practice to say in front of a food pantry where it says clean house to say this lady got a whole closet of designers? What is going on in Dolton? What the hell? Let's go to, if I can, I might not. Let's talk about Dr. Nikita says she's never seen any kind of anything. She was like, I haven't seen anything. People bring stuff to me. Image 07. Let me bring Goddess up, because this kind of made me sad. Like, we're in front of a freaking food pantry. Y'all understand that? We heard Valeria Stubbs say this a food desert. And we talking about how this lady dog smell and what kind of designer she has. And Tiffany, the problem? Let me bring Goddess up. Hey, Goddess, you're live.
Hey, Berg, what's going on?
I'm a little sad. I ain't gonna lie to you. I literally let that sink in. Like, are we at the Free Indeed market right now?
Yeah, well, I mean, what we saw is endemic to the politics in this country. Class, kind of like class lines have been drawn, and it seems like it's blurred a lot when you think about the points you brought out about why are we bragging about, we got this and we got that when we're in a city where we're at least $7 million in the hole, according to what was reported in September. But, obviously, materialism is still prevalent, which is probably the root of a lot of the political instability that's been going on in Dolton. And unfortunately, with Tiffany and her administration, I think a lot of what has happened before her just basically boiled over and manifested itself, where she just, became, a representative of all that, bad history. And she just, she just kind of, in her, I guess, in her ways and behavior, just basically exposed all that. And so, yeah, she rules in a way where many of those political histories and stuff that you've talked about on this channel just kind of manifested itself. I always say this, and I know this is a very unpopular opinion when I say this. Trump is probably the best representation of what America is today.
Whoa.
He is. This is not saying that I'm a Trump supporter and I voted for Trump. He's a representation of what America is today, because America is a racist country that was built and it will only benefit white men. He embodies that. He embodies the attitude of that. He embodies all of that. So that's why I say Trump is a real representation of America. So, for me, Tiffany might come close to that when it talks about Dolton. She's a true representation of what Dolton is. Red
bottoms, all that. You're right. I'm red bottoms, hair did, snatch. I'm listening to this like, are y'all serious? We're at a food pantry talking about designer, and half the people sitting in the parking lot are looking for change. And I don't mean change as in quarters. I mean, they're looking for change within the government.
Well, my thing is this. If there's anybody in the opposing trustees, the people we see on this video right now, if they're listening to me, I'm just saying, don't be different faces in the same spaces. If you're going to make real change, make real change. Don't ignore what has gone on, not just the last 3 years, but what's been going on even before that. Make real change. Don't just sell us with transparency, because that's what you're supposed to do. Transparency should not be you should get extra credit for giving transparency. That's your job. You're supposed to. That's not like something you get a pat on the back for. That should be a requirement as a politician. Transparency.
Exactly.
And don't just sell the people on, well, we're not her. There's got to be more to it than just that. Make real change. Fix what's been wrong in that village, as long as we've known it. So, for me, I'm just observing what I see. I'm hoping that they do make real change. But like I said, the messaging is a little off. But this is just the opener. So let's see let's see what happens. Hopefully they do say something or even promise something that probably has never been promised before. And also too, what is it that is going to inspire the voters of Dolton to come on out. Is there anything that you've heard or seen in that whole press conference that's going to make the voting participation more than what was it 16-20% voter turnout in the last election?
Yeah, I think we're at 12% actually.
Yeah.
It was not a big turnout at all, because I think 1,200 came out of 20,000. And it was just not a big turnout at all. I may have the numbers wrong, but it was like, if you said 16 and I said 12, we was up in there.
Yeah, well, I know it wasn't like 20%. It wasn't more than 20%.
It was not. And I got an email from a couple of people. They always ask me, what's stopping the voter turnout? I have a quick response. The guidance, the clicks. Nobody wants to talk about their candidate. They only want to talk about the opposing candidate. Stand up for your candidate.
Yeah, but that's been endemic in U.S. politics for a while. When Biden won, people weren't actually voting for Biden; they were just voting against Trump.
True.
And for my money's worth, the only reason why Trump lost that election was because he mishandled the pandemic and caused the deaths of almost 1 million Americans. So I still believe that if that pandemic never happened, Trump would be serving out his last term as president and probably trying to run for a third term, knowing him. But I remember back in 2020, May of 2020, before the election, I presented a scenario where it's like, let's just say Trump does lose the election. What makes you think that he's going to just leave out? And I swear people were like, oh, if he loses, he's going to have to leave. He's going to have to leave. I'm like, okay. Then January 6th happens.
Oh, shit. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And I really didn't want to be like, I told you. So, yeah, it's just Dolton politics is endemic to what we see in the U.S. scope. I think in one of your streams you was talking about popularity contests, and this is how you win a popularity contest. The best way to win a popularity contest is to smear your opponent. No, don't give them the boring, what's your policy? What are we gonna fix? Because people get bored from history. Certain people get bored from history, but but see, that's the problem. The political ignorance that people have, ignoring history, ignoring what is your plan? What is your outlook for the first year? What is your immediate, what are we doing here? That's the whole thing. What are we going to do when we step into office? We don't even hear that, We don't
hear no kind of plan, Gardis. Like I think that's probably what got me in trouble the way I am now on YouTube. I'm like, what's the freaking procedure? No one's telling us what the plan, procedure, what they plan to do. It's just vote for me. I'm not Tiffany. I need more.
Yeah, but you know what? And choose that. I love you, choose. And I think this is more than just them being Democrats, because Republicans do the same thing. What do they always do? All the liberals, they're doing this and they're doing that. They're getting away from family values, and because all they could talk about is what the liberals are doing, what the Democrats are doing.
You know what was cool, Gardis? Downtown, I'm gonna cover this. I haven't had time. RNC came here and didn't move one homeless tent. DNC came here and cleared the room. Did you read about that?
Yeah.
And I went to check. And I'm like, some was media, some was real. I'm gonna do a video on it. But I'm like, Isn't that crazy that DNC would come here and remove the homeless tent city?
Yeah, well, obviously because of the fact that they have to, they have to make it look like the city that they're having their convention in is a city where, when you think about Chicago, it's run by Democrats, run by the Democratic Party. So you have to have these airs about, to make it look like, well, these cities, because, what do the Republicans say? Republicans say, all these Democratic cities are corrupt. They got violence in it. They're harbors of illegal aliens, and those political buzzwords that they like to use against Democrats. Whereas, it's so funny when you think about it. In some sense, it is some truth in it. But I remember Kwame Ture, aka Stokely Carmichael, used to say, sometimes a half truth is worse than a full lie. But if you look at it from the other side, you look at the 5 poorest states in United States. We're talking about Mississippi, Alabama, and I believe Arkansas. Those governments are ran by Republicans. But they never say that because obviously
I would never think Arkansas was okay. I get it.
Yeah. So, but then they would never say that because they'll make the Republicans look bad. Mississippi is the poorest state in the union, but they're ran by a Republican governor and a Republican General Assembly. So yeah, it's a shell game when you think about those two parties, Democrat and Republicans.
I got a question, if you don't mind. Feel free not to answer.
Yep.
Can you give me one piece of advice for Tiffany in her run and one piece of advice for Jason in his run, non-biased? I know that's a hard question. That's why I said feel free not to. Well, if you could just do Jason non-biased, what would be your advice for how he is starting his campaign?
With Jason, I think with Jason, play to his, I would say play to his strengths. He's strong in finance. Yes. Lay out a plan. If there's any time to be transparent now. Lay out a plan where the village of Dolton would be able to see benefit from. Lay out a nice financial plan where it can give the village of Dolton and its residents hope in getting out of this hole that that Tiffany has put the village through in the last 3 years.
Yeah.
So yeah, play to his strengths.
I love that. Play to his strengths. And I was reading him. He said he would tell Tiffany to stop stealing, and he would tell House to learn to speak up. I agree with what you're saying. I agree with him saying, and I'm like, man, I think the value is going to come out in the report, the numbers. Was Tiffany hiding? Was Jason not telling? Either one.
Yeah, I mean, that's the battle that we've been watching the last 3 years. Well, at least 2 years, because Tiffany in their first year wasn't. I mean, you saw that she did lock she locked the trustees out. And there was kind of like, but I think the line was like drawn even harder after the failed recall. And I don't know what to think about with that recall, even though the voters did vote to recall her, but because of the bad advice they got from their lawyers, it was overturned in the appeals court. So in a sense, it was a failure, but it was not a failure, because then at that point you did see that many of the residents were very unhappy with Tiffany.
Yeah.
So, but like I said, the bad advice that they got, the bad legal advice they got from their attorneys, which is kind of odd when you think about how they're fighting to keep him.
It's so odd. I'm confused. Like, he keeps giving them bad advice. I'm so confused.
Yeah. So obviously, why are they fighting to keep him? But yet again, I'm not we could also talk about Delgado and their bad legal advice that they're giving Tiffany right now. So you basically got two lawyers or two firms who are just literally just giving all kind of crazy advice to to opposing sides. And now, what was that last month? Now they're suing each other.
Oh, look, Gardis, can you hold 1 second?
Uh-huh.
This is Gardis' disclaimer.
I got some clothes, I got some jewelry, the rest I got tied up in investments. I ain't got nothing else.
Okay, Gardis, you can continue.
Yes. I do not want a letter from Delgado. I do not want a cease and desist letter.
He got some clothes, he got some jewelry. That's it. Okay.
Yep. Yeah, I do not want a cease and desist letter from any of those firms.
But it is weird that, this is going on and it would go on. So it's so weird to watch this. I'm watching it. And I'm like, we know, but I'm looking at the turnout. I'm not hating on the turnout because I know on my Sunday evenings, I like to relax. And if it's somewhere I can watch what's going on the television, I will do that over coming out. This is interesting.
Yeah, and that was crazy. I spotted Jamal Green in that crowd.
Oh my God. Now, Jay, so does his dad have a stake still? I thought the Sandpiper was gone. Is he here because of his dad? Because that's interesting to see Jamal there, and another celebrity activist was not there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that was interesting to see.
And I think I made it early in the comments. Jamal is.
Gardis, don't get yourself in no more trouble.
Yeah,
that's it. Jamal is Jamal. The other person is the other person.
But here's the thing: I could at least respect Jamal because he ain't trying to harass women and grift as hard as the other one. So
I've never heard Jamal coming after women.
Yeah, Jamal likes to be in front of the camera though.
That's good. If that was all we had to worry about, I'm okay.
That's what exactly, and I can respect that. I can respect that.
All this other slander, have to do everything and messing up my date for being a funky coochie bee. It's just too much. Hear him. I was just joking, y'all. Hiram says, but they had free food. Hiram, this is my thing. Y'all heard the free food person advertise? Did anybody say their address? Well, I live in Dolton. Where is DQ's barbecue? Where is that at? Can anybody tell me where DQ's barbecue is at?
I don't know. Where is it?
They never said. They said thanks to D. Now we know that Riley owns Wilma's. We know that my favorite barbecue place is in South Holland. I ain't gonna drag them. That's my favorite barbecue place. But it's so many. But DQ's barbecue, I'm driving around. I ain't never seen no DQ's barbecue. Why y'all ain't say DQ's is on Sibley and Ingleside or whatever? Y'all just said DQ's provided the food. But it made me think of, Gardis, before I let you go. Big Wood. Remember Big Wood had to, I don't know if you follow, but Big Wood had to stand up at the board meeting and said, I provided food for the tea with the trustees and y'all wouldn't pay me.
Oh, yeah. You know what? I think I remember somebody was doing a review of that meeting, and I think I remember.
Yeah, and then Tiffany ended up putting him on her podcast saying how nasty his food was, and then he just seems to be dropped off. Why we not picked up from from Big Woods Barbecue? Big Woods was servicing the trustee and the mayor at one point, and y'all dropped him off. Why we don't have a review of that? This is what I think people need to know. If he's okay, good. But why we just went to another barbecue spot? And why do barbecue and prayer gotta be the end all be all? I saw you say Catholics are Christians.
Yes,
But
Catholics are Christian.
Thank you. But why do barbecue ribs and a prayer gotta be the end all be all at a dang on press conference for election? Can you explain?
Well, I mean, ribs are associated with Black folks. You have, what is that? 85, 90% of Dolton residents are Black. So obviously you're going to get that particular turnout. Now, somebody like me, obviously, me, I don't eat red meat. So ribs would be useless to me, but hey, that's another thing. I'm pretty sure there's, out of that 80, 90% Black residents there, I'm pretty sure a lot of them aren't vegetarian or even vegan. So that would appeal to them. I wanted to ask you this though. So what did you think about it? The event actually was in Dolton, and I know we've talked about trustees having award ceremonies away from the town. Well, this one was actually in Dolton. What did you think about that?
All right, hold on, Gardens. Before we continue, let me play my disclaimer.
I got some clothes. I got some jewelry. The rest I got tied up in investments. I ain't got nothing else.
Okay, there we go. All right. How I felt.
Yes, Cara. Riley owns Wilma's.
Yeah, Riley owns Wilma's. Yes. Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't see it. Smokey text. Yeah, Riley owns. And hey, Cara, we love you. Don't think my love ever changed, Cara. You here. Okay. So this is where I am with this. When they got those presidential awards, they looked like they was on an island. Mm-hmm. They was on a beach with water behind them, cool in the breeze. When it was time to ask for donations, they was in a parking lot in the middle of an orange sticker revolution, mm-hmm. where nobody's allowed to be there. Mm-hmm. And now they're like, and it's the same, and this is my honest opinion. When they asked for the lupus walk, when they asked for the MS walk, when they asked for the breast cancer walk, it's always give me money, I'm in Dolton. But when it's something to celebrate, they make sure they take that way outside of Dolton. So I was happy that Jason House did his campaign in Dolton. I was just not happy it was not as accommodating as I saw his other events be. That's it. That's just my answer.
You know what? And now that I'm thinking about it, you make sense in that regard, because if you're doing a fundraiser, you would probably want to do it in places like Homewood and wherever they had, because those are places that had, that have residents with more money in it.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. but when it was time for them to shut it was like this weird thing. And Gardis, I swear, just so y'all know, I'm not bringing Gardis in this. I'm just telling y'all what happened. Shut down Tiffany Henyard 4th of July parade in Dolton, but join us in Homewood for a parade with Napoleon Harris. And I'm not against Napoleon Harris. I'm just saying they went over there. They didn't even say, hey, if they would have said shut down Tiffany Henyard event that she haven't come over here to this area of Dolton at Blackstone Park, where we see Stephanie Wiederman is trying to make sure that Blue Cross Blue Shield events go through before we lose this money, I would have felt totally different. It was just like, go over here to Homewood. We over here.
Mm-hmm.
All are in Dolton. No 4th of July parades. No, nothing but fundraisers. Only fundraisers. MS walk, breast cancer walk, lupus walk. Dr. Nikita don't even live here and had a lupus walk in Dolton. She don't even live here.
Yeah, like I said, I think those walks would have been better funded if they were in cities where they have more money. I mean, like I said, Homewood is a place where there are people who have money there. So I mean, if it was, in my perspective, if I wanted to get, the most funds, if I had a choice between Dolton and Homewood, no disrespect to Dolton, but Homewood has more, they got people with more money. So yeah, why? I mean, I don't know. Maybe it was a symbolic gesture or whatever, but if I'm trying to maximize the fundraising efforts, yeah, I would definitely have it in Homewood compared to Dolton.
I can agree. I don't think, and like I think it's not a hate. Like people take everything and run with it, like we hating on them. No, Dr. Nikita said tonight on the podium, I don't even live here, and they're hating on me. But you don't even live here, and you're fundraising on us.
Yeah, and but that's the whole thing. But going back to Tiffany's, protesting Tiffany's, or not. I wouldn't even say that 4th of July. They weren't really. I guess they were kind of like it was kind of like a silent protest.
It was because, and this is me interrupting. I'm sorry, Goddess.
No.
It was because they said they went and they said they started doxing D-Lo. I don't know him, but my nieces and nephews do the D-Lo shuffle and the D-Lo dance or whatever. But he was the grand marshal for Tiffany's 4th of July parade.
Mm-hmm.
He's also the grand marshal for Early Walker Tiffany baby daddy parade. Nobody in Dolton politics said nothing, but everybody was mad because he was grand marshaling Tiffany parade. But when he's grand marshaling Early and Tia parade, it's okay. Like, we gotta just start. That's all I'm saying. Like, let's just be fair. I don't think Tiffany is right. I'm not a Tiffany supporter. I see things and I want to talk to Tiffany about it, but I'm sitting over here like, y'all gotta be fair.
Yeah, you also brought up a point about things shifting after, late April. And for somebody to say that Dolton is more unified, past that time is not really looking at the bigger picture. Because when you think about the doxing, the separation of certain people because they're not Tiffany supporters, but they just, they're just, having some critiques about, the current administration. And we're not even talking about just the mayor. We're talking about the trustees as well. All of them, not just 2 of them, but all of them.
All of them. It's like, why we can't? It's just all of them.
Exactly. So when you start to get to that point, and that's something, with that I want to know if that really happened with Trina Downs, because apparently, and I don't know if you said this, earlier, but it was reported that Trina Downs got kicked out of the kickoff rally.
I just saw it in Dolton politics. They're saying Trina Downs got kicked out and was surrounded by police. I did see that. Okay,
so now here's my thing, because was it Dolton police? Because remember when the trustees, or I call them the opposing trustees, have their meetings at the Park District, I don't see police there. Like, I don't see Dolton police there. And I'm just assuming that there was probably no police, because we all know Tiffany has control of the police department. I said it back in April. She, the police kind of runs it she kind of runs the police as a Gestapo unit. But, with Lacey, I mean, we haven't seen Lacey in several weeks now, but I don't know what the status of, the Dolton police is right now. Obviously, we see a certain person trying to bribe a certain police officer, but, that's another story. But it's kind of interesting. And like I said, I'm not saying it didn't happen, but it's kind of interesting the Dolton police would show up to an event where the opposing trustees are at. Now, maybe people who reported it might have thought that it was the police, and maybe there was some kind of security, because we did see on the video about, Mama Hill being forced out of that tea with the trustees when Dr. Nikita was speaking. And I don't know who had that vantage point, but I want to thank them for that, because when I initially saw the video, it was sort of like, we didn't see who was the person that was kind of disrupting. And I guess they assumed that it was a Tiffany supporter. And then when we found out that it was Mama Hill, it was like, oh, wow, this changes the whole narrative of that thing. But you saw that she wasn't escorted out by the Dolton police. She was escorted out by hired security. So I would like to know, and maybe Trina might be listening, or hopefully she'll be on Shay's show to explain that, because I'd like to know if it was Dolton police that escorted her out. But yeah, that would be interesting, and it probably would make sense, because they know Trina is not
not for the play. She's not.
She's not. Yeah, she's not for
favoritism. She doesn't care. She cares about what's right. She is not a person just rolling for one entity.
Yeah, and and the thing about Trina too is that she is very versed into the politics of the village. So it's, she becomes dangerous. She becomes dangerous to Tiffany. She becomes dangerous to the opposing trustees.
And she stands alone. Now, if you don't mind, I'm gonna play because people are listening to you, but they may not know. I'm gonna play Choose Compassion's video. Shout out to Choose Compassion. Please follow her on YouTube. I'm gonna play this little snippet that we have. And Choose, you have a face, girl. The face is everything.
She's pretty.
She's so pretty. She's so pretty. And see, look, that's the problem. Choose. You got to come on here like a booger bear. You can't be pretty. That's her problem. She over here, and y'all not follow her because she's pretty too. All right, let's see if we can get this. Let me see if I'm sharing it correctly. No, hold on. I said remove, add to stage. There we go. Sorry, y'all. I'm not home, so I got a hard situation.
Apologize for one thing, not the other. Dolton, what are you doing? I thought the trustees was all good with Mama Hill, and they apologized to her and all this stuff. In a shocking turn of events, we find out they only apologized for one thing, not the other. Pay attention.
But this is not about anything political. It's about these things impact small children, and we don't want them to think of Easter as a negative.
Hit that like button, bro. We under 1,000 likes, bro. We should not be under 1,000. There's 2,000 people here. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button.
Wasn't that nice? But check this out, because this also happened.
Her to say what she said on television. My immediate response was, and you said it? So you read it and you said it? She said, yeah, I mean, because, I just trust my people around me to tell me and lead me in the right way. I said, but if you read something so insensitive, sis, you don't get in front of national television.
They dancing over this dead girl. Y'all pathetic ass grown people dancing over that dead girl.
If you didn't hear Mama Hill, she was saying, y'all stop trying to make this, young lady that passed away at the hands of Dolton police your focal point for election. That's how I'm saying it. Sorry, Gardis. Did you have something to say?
No.
Yeah, that's how I'm saying. That's what she like. Y'all dancing over this dead girl, but I wanted to make sure people knew when Mama Hill got fresh. She was in there minding her business, and this is the beginning of the meeting, and she's like, "Y'all dancing over this dead girl," and this is no disrespect to Cara Wilson. This is what Mama Hill was saying. Like, y'all pathetic. Leave her alone. Fight for her. That's what Mama Hill was saying. Fight for this young lady.
Static trustee dancing over the body of a dead girl. You know what? Look, don't in the public forum.
My face again.
And I'm a grown woman. Don't put your finger. Don't put your finger. Yeah, y'all should get y'all trustee. No.
So right here, Mama Hill is walking down. She's like, y'all pathetic. Tammy is behind the table and Chase behind her. So when she turned her phone around, Tammy right there, like, don't you put your phone in. Let's keep going.
No. See, that's your problem.
Now, the fact that you would have to move me out of the way of any kind of confrontation is rooms for me not to be voting for you, period, in my opinion. Like, you're with the seat, it comes the good, the bad, and the ugly. With the seat, people are not going to agree. They're not going to understand. They're not going to see what you're doing, even behind the scenes. You're not going to get credit for everything. If you cannot contain yourself, you need to leave. That's my opinion.
And thanks for confirming to the Department of Justice, this is the problem. This is Department of Justice. To the Department of Justice, this is the
So then 3 other people have to hold Tammy back. That doesn't make sense. Let's continue.
problem. So let me tell you, I'm a human rights activist out here. And if y'all put me out, I'm a human rights activist. I'm a citizen.
And here comes a senior citizen saying she's a human rights activist, and she's being disrespected by a new activist coming in there saying what she is, what she isn't. But this woman is a citizen of Dolton. She's an elder of Dolton. Take the human rights activist out of it if you want to. She lived here. She's been here longer than most, even standing up at the board meetings. And she works in the community. Y'all just want to throw all that away because someone came in that has never seen her, admitted the other day they never even looked at Cara Wilson case. Sorry, Cara, I had to bring you up, but they did say that. They said, oh, I didn't even pay attention to her case until then. And I said, oh my God. But this woman gets thrown out and nobody helps her. Y'all see her, you see them talking about her and nobody helps her.
I'm a citizen. You know what, sir? That's fine by me. Let's go. Come on, please. Don't put I'm a human rights activist. You put me out of something in my own community.
But y'all teased about it. Y'all teased about it when her son got the Easter egg basket. Y'all was so happy and cheering it on. But this is what she's got to deal with. Now you got somebody else in the community talking about her. Now she has to face her own community and defend herself. When does it become right? Okay, I'm done. And y'all, that was my take. That is not Gardis Watt's take. Just making sure. Gardis, let's go back to the campaign kickoff. You got like 10 more minutes?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, let's go back there. I didn't want to.
Well, I wanted to comment on that particular thing because I thought about something. Mm-hmm. And this actually connects to an event that happened nationally that, stirred a lot of people in the political world. So, as you know, about 3 weeks ago, there was an attempted assassination on, Donald Trump at a campaign rally. Mm-hmm. And soon after that, you heard many political figures, both Democrat and Republican, who basically said, well, there's no room in this country for political violence. And I have to laugh at that because we've had several incidents I wouldn't even say through our history, the history of this country, that political violence has been almost the standard. I mean, we've had 3 presidents in history assassinated. We've had 5 presidents with attempted assassination attempts. We had a senator, I believe that was Tulsi Gabbard in Arizona, who was literally gunned down and survived. We've had the governor of Michigan, Gretmer Whitchin, I forgot her name, but there was an attempt to kidnap her. And then you had January 6th. So when I look at that and I see the aggression that Tammy Brown is, doing, because just like you said, she literally walked around that table to confront her, and she had to get held back from Mama Hill. It's endemic of what's been going on in the country and the world today. Politics is what was it? There was a philosopher who said politics is war without bloodshed. I can't think of his name, but he basically made that point that politics is war without bloodshed. So that's the nature of politics. Politics is supposed to be aggressive like that.
It said Mei Zedong.
Are you talking about Mao Zedong?
Yeah, Mao Zedong.
Mao Zedong probably did say that, but it was a German philosopher who wrote a book called it's a book on warfare.
War without bloodshed, and it says no, this ain't Eleanor Clifton Time Braces, and that's not right, is it? But yeah, but war without bloodshed. Politics is war without bloodshed. Sounds right. Thanks for that. Because
I think his name was Van Clausen.
Van Clausen.
Van Clausen. He
wrote that's what you said, Carl Van
Yeah, Van Clausen. Yeah, it's a book called On War, and I think he coined that phrase. Politics is war without bloodshed.
The sad thing, I know politics is war without bloodshed, but I think that the people here that we have now, in my humble opinion, they don't give a F. It's going to be a whole nother ball game in Dolton. As small as this political arena is, in my opinion, it's going to be such a new ball game. I'm just sitting here. Anybody in the comments, let me know how you feel about how the politics are running in Dolton. Like, y'all be trying to put it on the YouTubers. Let's put it on the politics and what's going on. Do anybody see anything wrong or right? Wrong or right? If you see something right, say something. If you see something wrong, say something. So it's very interesting to see this announcement, the official campaign kickoff. I think I'm with you, Gardis. They have room to grow. This is just basically my analogy of the campaign kickoff. I think they have room to grow, but it's showing what Dolton is about for sure. To sit up there in front of a food pantry and say Tammy Brown got more clothes than all you hoes is weird.
Well, when you think about also too the situation that's been happening in Dolton for the last 2 decades, and you look at all of the resources that have been squeezed out of that village, when you're talking about the businesses. Remember, we talked about the businesses that used to be in Dolton. They used to have a Red Lobster there. They used to have all kind of businesses there.
Ponderosa, yeah.
Ponderosa. It's that those businesses are not there anymore, and so now you're squeezing out a lot of the resources. You get to a point where you're buying water from Chicago, and then you let the bill lapse, and then next thing you know, you almost got hit with a lawsuit that from Chicago that was going to bankrupt the village, and basically damage the village, for decades. And then you want to charge people in the village, $30,000 water bills. I don't know, but from my understanding, there was a lot of people in Dolton who got thousands and thousands of dollars of water
They
bills.
did. They got like $20,000-$30,000 bills. You right? Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, I'm like, how I'm gonna come out with 20 stacks on a water bill, like, for real. So yeah, that in itself, is endemic of the resources that's been squeezed out of Dolton. So now you get politicians who will promise you that we're gonna have clean running water. Shout out to Flint, but at the same time, that's all they have to do to promise your vote. It's never a I'm just gonna get you clean running water. Okay, so how are we going to maintain this level of living? And everybody's looking at the short-term answers. Where's the long-term outlook of getting Dolton out of some of the situations that it's already in? $7 million in September is definitely more now of a deficit, probably 3 times more if you probably look at the numbers. 40 I think the last time I counted, 47 active lawsuits against the village.
Man, it's it's over. And then no one asks how many of those lawsuits are from people that are currently in the fight.
Yeah, exactly. And the thing is, those I will probably say over half those lawsuits, maybe even 80% of those lawsuits, probably could have been avoided.
Could have been avoided.
But when you actively take all these lawsuits to court, see, that's the thing about lawyers and trying to cut costs, because settlements sometimes bring down the numbers, because when you think about it going to court, that costs money.
Well, can I ask you something, Gardis? You're way more educated than me. However, well, I do have my degree in psychology, and I am a failed actress. But other than that, what do you think about this is going on, right? We're all upset about what Tiffany is doing, what Tiffany is doing, what Tiffany is doing. What is the continuation plan? Like, Tiffany did all this crap. Like, I know you can't solve it overnight. I'm not saying that. But Tiffany did all this crap that you and I witnessed as just bystanders. What do you see the other people doing to change? Like, what would be the change? Well, we're going to jump right into the previous administration. What do you think?
Well,
have you seen any inklings of change? That's more our part. Can you give advice of change or seen any inklings? That's what I want to say.
Well, I mean, obviously, like I said, with the with the campaign promises, I don't see anything, or I haven't heard anything concrete from Jason or any of the opposing trustees on what they are going to do to fix this situation. Realistically, I honestly think that if Jason does win, he's going to be spending the first 4 years of his term just fixing what Tiffany's done. And I just don't see, like, if he doesn't look at that realistically, I think that's a disappointment, because realistically, you got to fix the immediate issues. The 47 plus lawsuits is just, I mean, who knows? Dolton can be on the verge of bankruptcy right now, which you don't want to have. So, I just feel like he has to realistically look at this and say, we got to reverse a lot of these policies that has been in place. They've got to stop the faucet of leaking money in regards to the lawsuits, the frivolous spending. But then also too, you got to maintain a level of operations in the village. But yeah, what Tiffany has left as far as financially in the village, economically, but also too socially, because those people who are opposed of her are staunchly opposed of her, and she like, the problem with her politically is she alienates her opponents. Where there is
But I
no,
feel like the new people are doing the same. They alienate. Oh, we're not gonna say, not saying opponent, but we're not gonna say their name. They alienate anybody that's not in their clique. I feel the same way.
yeah, and so in politics, a good politician would always know that they're gonna have detractors, and they're gonna have some enemies. And that's the game. You're not gonna get everybody to like you. However, I think the problem is that the politicians in this particular narrative, they literally alienated and not giving anybody a chance for them to come over to their side unless they're getting some monetary benefit.
That's crazy. Okay, because I'll hold you all night, so we're gonna probably have to do this part tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have anything to say? You don't have to say it. Again, I'm telling y'all that's watching Burgundy Blue Commentary. I'm just asking Garda's questions. Yes, so this. Do you have anything to say about that? And you don't have to answer. When they met up in the dark, the officer, Jason House, Brittany Norwood, meeting after that monumental board meeting. Anything you have to say about that? You don't have to. But I'm just wondering.
Well, I
Did
mean,
you, yeah. What did you feel? How did you feel?
well, what I felt was the person who first showed that video. What was his intention of showing that video?
Yeah.
Because apparently that person FOIA requested it and decided to show it on his video. What was the purpose of that? And because for one, if I was one of those trustees, I would be upset. Because I mean, I wouldn't do anything like that, but obviously if that was something that came out, yeah, I wouldn't want nobody to see that video, because obviously everybody had the same curiosity, including myself. Like, okay, why are we, why did he tell him to cut the camera off? So to me, it's not really, I mean, to me, it's, I'm not saying that the trustees involved don't have, a hand in that, but I think the source of the issue comes to the person who first showed that video. And I think that is what we need to question. Why were you showing that?
Yeah.
Because the person, and let me say this, the person that did show that, he wasn't in that video.
No, he was like, who the hell is this?
He was not in that video. So I'm hoping the people on that side of the fence would question him on why is he even showing that. Now, mind you, it's a FOIA request. Body cam footage is legally the right, for anybody to view. But now you're exposing that to 1,000, 2,000 people in an election season.
That's the problem. Like, people are rushing to expose stuff, and it's a whole season. But if you're going to expose it, don't be mad if somebody talks about it. Like, I was looking at that like, this is strange. Like, why are we seeing this? But
Yeah,
we
and
saw it.
and just like you said, I'm sorry to interrupt, but
No, I'm here.
it's almost like it's a recklessness of trying to expose things. You remember that podcast that Tiffany did with that one episode?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And I felt like Mr. Larry was okay. So I remember that episode. Mr. Larry, I felt like he had gaming consoles, and that sucked. Free Indeed, when she got over there and she got to Mr. the barbecue guy, I didn't feel the same way. So I think that's a lot of ways that her shit went down, actually, without, I'm sorry I had to curse, but I think a lot of her stuff went down because of that situation.
Yeah, and so that video of the trustee, the person who exposed that video, is to me on the same level as Tiffany showing that video of the police going into Mr. Larry's business without a warrant.
I can agree. I can get with that. You're right.
And what was that? That was body cam footage as well.
Mm.
And during that time, and I think they still are, Mr. Larry and the village of Dolton are still in litigation. So that's probably why she got that video taken down, because of the fact that, for one, she's showing a video of Dolton police violating Mr. Larry's rights because they had no right to go in there without a warrant.
And I'll double down on that, because I felt like that she probably got in trouble. And this is how y'all be like, oh, Berg, you on one side. No, I felt like she got in trouble when she went to Mr. Rinky's and the lady got her wig pulled off, and I felt like that was a whole violation. So you felt like one part, and I felt like we're two different people. We both felt two different ways, and that makes sense. Like, maybe it was Mr. Rinky's, and maybe it was who Gardis was talking about. The same thing.
Yeah, and like I said, when you think about it, there's a recklessness that comes with trying to expose all of these things, and in the end, you basically hurt the investigation that's going on. I mean, everything was cool before April 26th.
Everything was cool before April 8th. You had me, and I'm saying you, but we had me. I'm sorry, I muted myself. We had me, Long Island, Shay from Late Night Crew. Della had people in the room. Thornton Township had people in the room. We had I'm just limiting. Wait, if you want to go to heavy hitters, you had Jedediah Brown, you had Late Night Crew, you had what's that guy name? I'm so sorry. The young man. Long Island. You had about when April 7th, 8th, 9th, you had so many people that were just waiting for Lori to come, or not waiting for Lori to come, or waiting for Dalton to come, or not waiting for Dalton to come. We were a whole force. It was so many random people. Now we fast forward, none of these huge YouTubers. You had all those huge YouTubers like Hannibal and Nate the Lawyer and Everyday PJ, and all these people streaming what we were doing. Now we have none of that.
Well, like I said, the YouTube community was the one that made Dolton a national and international news. There is, to me, that's what I have observed. when it started getting big on YouTube and certain people started reporting on it, you started seeing it in the mainstream media in national news. And this happened like almost a year ago when I started seeing the Dolton situation trending heavily. So for all of these people blaming the YouTube community, they're the ones that put it on the national scene. So I don't know what people are talking about when they're talking about, oh, it's the YouTuber's fault. It's the YouTuber's fault. No, there is a certain person who has caused a lot of discontent with a lot of his followers who want to be amateur investigators and compromising a federal investigation that has been going on here for months. If we would just sat down and just let the investigators do their jobs, Tiffany probably would be in jail by now. But I think the more and more certain people start digging into certain things, which they shouldn't even be digging in, and let the investigators actually do their jobs. And actually, at this point right now, what else is it to say about Tiffany? You know, for me, I just said, let her fall on her sword. She is just obviously saying all of the things. And at that point, you don't even have to really do anything. Just let her fall, because she was falling anyway. And one thing that I will agree with Shay, I think he did it on his live. Now, you know, I do follow Shay, and Shay knows there's some things that I disagree with Shay on.
Can I say that? Because I think you're the perfect person for this.
Mm-hmm.
I think Shay knows it's a lot of people that disagree with what he say. He says, I'm giving it to you straight, no chaser. And the one thing about Shay, if you do have something to say, and it's like Gardis, I'm coming up and I'm like, well, Shay, maybe this not. He will listen. He will listen. But if you coming up in there being just totally a tyrant, disrespectful, he will not listen. And I'm gonna let Gardis Watts continue. That's just
I mean, of course. I mean, you know, but that's what basically people with rational minds do. Like, obviously, yeah, there's a lot of things that rubbed me wrong way with Shay. But he did say something that was very important, and I think it was spot on when he was talking about how certain people make Tiffany a caricature, and they do these memes like, you know, they're trying to compare her with Lil Wayne or something like that, or, you know, write some characteristic type of, you know, memes about Tiffany and yeah, just all kind of derogatory pictures that you see.
Oh no, you putting this in the wrong way. They putting gold teeth on Tiffany.
Yeah, making her look like Lil Wayne. That's what I'm saying.
Just making fun of Tiffany. But this is my thing. I know what you're going with this, but when we do that, if we say anything like, Dr. Nikita, maybe you should work on your speech. Oh, you a hater. No, Dr. Nikita, maybe you should work on your speech. It's terrible.
Yeah, but sticking with Tiffany, Shay was absolutely correct when he says that when we as Black people, you know, play on that, we give license to racist white folks who, you know, it's not, you know, they don't focus on, they don't focus on Tiffany's politics. They focus on her because, you know, she a Black woman and they can make fun of her. So
especially in Dolton politics, the racist white folks run rampant.
Exactly. And because we, you know, because those people in Dolton politics, you know, kind of like rescind those same, you know, derogatory pictures. Yeah, that gives racist white folks to, you know, the license to basically play on that. Because, you know, what was so funny is when I started following, well, no, I wouldn't say that, but when I started seeing more people getting on the Dolton board meetings, I started seeing some of these racist white folks on the, talking about, calling her, the nigger bitch, and, she need to go. And I was like, wow, it just blatant white supremacist type of talk. So I agree with him on that one. That's why I don't do like the Tiffany Tahoe thing and stuff
Me
like
neither.
that. Because,
have y'all seen the Tiffany Tahoe on my page? I don't do that.
yeah. Now just like, just like with I had a conversation with somebody about Kamala Harris and how there are some people in our community who is not going to vote for her. But then again, it gets to a point where I don't know if you saw this meme running around, but it was a bunch of black Republicans who had this meme talking about Joe and the hoe need to go.
No,
And
we don't do that.
Yeah, exactly. And so it's like, listen, I mean, I have things against Kamala, but it's all political. I don't criticize her because she dated this person or she I don't even go to the point where because I know a lot of us in the black community like to, well, she's not really African American because her mama Indian and her father's Jamaican and I don't even go there. But the one thing that I do critique hers is her politics and what she did as a prosecutor. And I say anything beyond that is basically disrespectful, and it also shows anti-blackness if you ask me.
And I think that's fair because we need to critique her only on her politics. As I know, one drop of black is black enough. And when people are not recognizing whatever, and I'm not saying God disagrees with that, I'm just saying that's me. When people are looking at Kamala and saying, "Oh, she black, but she not really black. She black, but she not." What is her record? Why we never look at the history of stuff? Why we gotta go to race?
Well, because obviously we live in a racist country.
and Hiram said neither was Obama, but whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Obama was not he wasn't a as what some people in our community, they call themselves ADOS, which is American Descendants of Slaves, or what's the other one? Foundational Black Americans, who make this argument that, only people who are descendants of slaves deserve some sort of reparations, compensation in this country. And then, we start arguing against, people like Kamala and Obama who are not raised by quote unquote African Americans, or they
so where they're supposed to go.
You know what? I'm just saying I'm not trying to make sense of it. I'm
not saying Gardis, you gotta make that decision. Just saying, that's my thing. Like, where they supposed to go? And then when we get to look, we didn't open up Kamala and Barack. They good. What do we do with Tiffany? Where we supposed to go, in your opinion? If you give us that, we're gonna end here. What is now? You don't have to give us the end all be all. We just watched this first part. If you saw it all, possibly you possibly didn't. Jason House is announcing candidacy. Jason House has bounced from Riley Rogers to Tiffany Henyard to now holding his own campaign. That does not mean it's nothing wrong with Jason House. I'm just asking, how do you feel about that?
Well, I mean,
and you're technically an outsider, Gardis, because you're not a Daltonite. So how do you feel about what's going on?
Well, I even though I'm not a resident, I do have a stake in it because I work in the school district.
Yeah.
So I do have some stake in it. But I'm not gonna go in and tell folks to, this is what's best for Dolton. So I'm not going to do that.
Just what do you think about that? Like the coming from Riley, going to Tiffany. Riley not right, Tiffany not right, I'm right. Anything you have to
Well, you know what? People could, people can mature politically. I would give them grace on that. People can mature politically. Listen, the first time I ever voted in the presidential race was in 1992. I voted for Bill.
Oh Lord. Oh, y'all get guarded.
Yeah, I'm telling my age. Yes, I'm telling my age. But I voted for Bill Clinton. And to me, if I had to redo that again at the age that I am and what I've seen already, yeah, I would have never put that vote in for Bill Clinton. But I mean, it's all about political maturity. We're gonna make mistakes. I mean, I'm pretty sure. Look, you even said it yourself. You voted for Tiffany, right? Oh, wait a minute, hold up. You didn't vote because you didn't live in Dalton, right?
I ain't live here. What you know? I got classmates saying they gonna trick on me. I ain't live here.
That's but you know,
Go ahead.
Okay. Let's just say what you say is true. All right. So you voted for Tiffany, right? Okay. So that doesn't mean that, you're a Tiffany supporter. And this is what you say. You say you're not a Tiffany supporter. So, no, I give grace to people who've made mistakes. That's why I don't really harp too much on, you supported this candidate or you supported that candidate. However, I think the thing is, and I know you show some of those videos, I think the point of the matter is when we're talking about popularity and endorsements, that to me kind of touches on some of the issues on why Dalton is the way it is. Because the problem is we vote on who is supporting certain candidates. We don't vote on what policies these candidates are laying out, how they're going to improve, because we're not politically astute when we come to these matters, when we come to these issues.
You are so right. We're not. We just this lady said this girl got more designer clothes in her closet than any of us. And standing in front of a food kitchen.
Well, somebody said this, and maybe this is true, but I remember somebody who has read histories on Muhammad Ali. They said that he got questioned by somebody because if people who knew or met Muhammad Ali was like a people person. I've had people who, I've had old timers who have said that when Muhammad Ali came to Chicago, it was like he would just be out in the streets. Like
I remember hearing that. Yeah.
So it's sort of like Muhammad Ali would be amongst the people. He didn't care who came up to him. He had no fear about, somebody
in the nice north suburbs. I heard that. Yeah.
Well, I mean, also on the south side. He'd be on the south side, just, just talking to folks randomly on the streets.
I heard that.
Somebody had questioned Muhammad Ali about, owning a, I think it was a Rolls Royce. And he was like, so, you so much for the people. Why do you have a Rolls Royce? And what this person said was, well, Muhammad Ali responded, it was like, I don't have one Rolls Royce. I have two Rolls Royces. And so he said, I do that because people would listen to me because I have, resources and money. If I didn't have those Rolls Royces, I wouldn't have a voice. And I think that was kind of like his normal satire, but it was also some truth into that as well.
I love that. I do feel like that was his normal, but he knows that, like, Well, fuck, you brought, and I'm sorry to be cursing, but you brought it right back to what I was like. Why would you do this with this? You brought it right back. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Got
So
it.
yeah, so why would people want to listen to me? Because
But
I
that's the only way they would listen.
yeah. So and I think what you're saying and critiquing about the presentation of that whole the kickoff, I think that's very important when you look at that, because I think the problem is presentation in this political time is important. It's very, very important. And I think you bring some excellent points about their dress and everything. And like I said, and that you need to disclaim that, like, this is not about their politics or how you feel about them personally. But yeah, I do think Jason House was very underdressed in that whole presentation. I still think that Brittany, and I do agree, her suit was, but when I saw her shoes, I was like, oh God, I didn't see her shoes. But she seemed like she was the one that, like, if you didn't know, she was the one that was attempting to run for mayor, because the way she attempted to dress was
Brittany Norwood, she attempted it, but that's because it's a different reason, I think, because I will tell you later.
But I agree with you about the off-color cream and stuff like that. That really didn't work. But her attempt seemed like she was the one running for mayor.
I think so. And you know what? And I will never hide. Brittany Norwood was my favorite trustee when I started this whole adventure.
Mm-hmm.
But it was a lot of Kiana Belcher was the best written and best. Like, she's the best on my, if I had to do a bingo card, she's the best. But I see what you're saying.
No, I agree. When we saw that sheet a couple of weeks ago, I do say her qualifications to me stem out as probably the best candidate out of those people. But for her dress, you know what? I was thinking about this. I was like, she must be trying to get the male vote. That's what she was trying to get.
She was so cute, but she did not need that black belt. I would look at that black belt like, I know. Let me be real, Gardis. I know they hate me. They need me. Because I was looking at Jason House. I was looking at Brittany Norwood. I was just looking at Kiana Belcher like, y'all need me. You need me.
Yeah, I do agree. Like, yeah, Kiana looked like she was just trying to get the male vote.
But Kiana looks beautiful. She did not need that black belt. Whoever told her, and whoever told all of them to put that scarf around their necks, wrong.
I think that was from Fania, I guess.
Oh, I didn't know that. My bad.
Yeah, I think Fania was the one that and whoever's in the chat, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe, because I did watch the whole thing, but I think they said
Oh, that's why they had the scarves. Well, why?
Yeah.
What did the men have to have? If the women had that, what did the men have to have?
I don't know.
That's all I'm asking. Like, it's nothing. I was just looking, but they all look beautiful. But I was just looking like,
yeah. Hiram said it was Fania, but yeah, that's probably why they wore the scarves. But yeah, it was like Jason was underdressed. Kiana looked like she was trying to get the male vote.
Do it for the boys. Do it for them.
Ed, you know what?
Ed is always on point. I hate
Ed actually looked like, I think his suit could have fit him a little better. I think his get some more crease in his pants, and I think he would have probably been the one attempting to run for mayor. I'm just saying, like, looking at that picture, because I remember you paused it and I was looking at it and I was like, Kiana seems like if I didn't know what was going on, Kiana was the one that would probably be running for mayor. Not Kiana, I'm sorry. Brittany, because she has a suit, and females who wear a suit is like, it's like a business type of mindset. Like, okay, I'm about to do that.
Clark Key was wearing the suit. Clark Key was on point.
Yeah, Claire Key is she's very classy. The shoes, yeah, she could have probably changed the shoes, but yeah, she's always a classy person, and she's also a good looking woman for, for her to be older. So
Man, Clark Key be killing me. Would they be trying? Clark Key killing them. They be trying to hit her with that. She's old enough to be my mother. They do that because she killing them.
yeah, she is. She does dress very well. I do see that. I mean, even in the board.
She don't even dress that bad. Like, I'm gonna be real, Goddess. She be fly. She be killing them in photos. She killed them.
No, and she does, and because like the thing about her, and pardon me if I'm an amateur, fashion critic.
No, this is because we missing our fashion critique person. Go ahead.
She doesn't, Clark Key doesn't like do too much. She ain't trying to do all this fancy stuff. She got some, and I'm not saying she's basic, but she does something that
you're not saying that. You said she's a classic beauty.
Yeah, she lets her natural beauty come out in the way she dresses.
Yep.
So I will definitely give her that.
We'll sit up there and be like beat around the bush trying to make excuses for other people. No, Clark Key is a freaking natural beauty, and she beating them out. We can't say nothing about it. She's a natural beauty.
Yeah, but
and I'm not even trying to be rude. She's a natural beauty.
Yeah, she is. She is. But yeah, she doesn't dress. When she dresses, she ain't trying to do too much.
Yeah, that's it. It's like she don't try to do too much. Everybody else try to be seen, and Clark Key not trying to be seen. It don't mean we up there trying to ride Clark Key.
Maybe that's what it is. Because Clark Key is, she's just running for clerk, and that's about it. But yeah.
Now, can I ask you one more question?
Mm-hmm.
You came up here. Feel free not to answer. Again, I'm saying, Gardis, can I ask you a question? Feel free not to answer for y'all not listening. Gardis, wait, maybe I should text you this question. Let me text it. Okay, so I'm gonna do a private message. Hold on. And tell me how you feel about this.
Well, it seems like I've answered.
You are so. Wait a minute, hold on, cause I gotta take my glasses off. I need bifocals, y'all.
Yeah, put it in the private chat. Let me see what you got.
Hold on.
I see Choose's comment. So Choose, you think that Dr. Nikita's hating on Clark Key?
Dr. Key, first of all, nobody can hold a candle. I'm not Clark Key. Do not know me. Clark Key, nobody can hold a candle to her. But I do think that she should run alone. I don't think she should run with them. That's my opinion. But I'll let Gardis go.
Okay, let's see what you got.
I don't think Clark Key should run with them. I think Clark Key should run independent.
Oh no, yeah. You know what, Berg? Yeah, go ahead and ask me.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, how do you feel about Jedediah Brown, who's the advocate sent to save us in Dolton? How do you feel about how he is defending how he's defending the people that brought him here? I guess is what I want to say.
Well, the first question is, who brought him here?
Mm-hmm.
I know there have been names that have been thrown out there, but since he's been here, he claims that there's been some unity. I don't see it.
I don't see it either, and I'm here.
I don't see it. I mean, all I see is a section of people who have been unified, but other than that, and I've said this earlier, so I guess if I'm going to say his name, I'm going to say his name. Jedediah, who has so-called investigators out there, compromising a lot of what the FBI has already been doing or the feds have been doing so far, has not really, you know, I'm going to say this.
It's hard. It's hard. I'm with you. It's hard.
He wants to take credit for a lot of things that have been going on already. He gets fed some of this information by people who have been doing groundwork in Dolton and in the township for the last 3 years. And he wants to take credit for that. And so for me, you know, for my money's worth, I think that he's coming in trying to make a name for himself off of other people's work. And to me, I don't, with his so-called investigating and advocating for Dolton, I think he's hurting them more than he's helping them.
I do too.
But I do feel like because here's the thing too. So and this is what he says. There are active orders of protection against him. So my thing is, why? Why are people filing orders of protection against you? And don't tell me that they're jealous of you or hate you, because nobody writes an order of protection against anybody that hates them. There has to be a reason. And when you have five open orders of protection against you, there's a reason behind that. It ain't because they hate you. It ain't because you got haters or something like that. There's a reason behind that. So for my money's worth, that does not help at all. But yet again, the real issue is, why do some of the people who support him don't see that?
That's the real issue. Why y'all don't see that? Like, y'all see what's happening. You can boo everybody. You can be moved. But why you don't see that nothing's resulting in results? I think that's my question.
Yeah. And so, obviously he's probably going to make another video saying that,
Oh, the video coming.
Oh yeah, he's going to make another video saying that he's
Monica Lewinsky handle that.
Yeah, well, obviously he's going to make a video saying that he's got investigators who talk to people at my school district and they don't like me, or my breath smell like shit, or whatever like that. Just high school stuff. Like, that's high school stuff. Like, really? Because I guess he couldn't come up with anything else. No illegal activity from me or anybody that associated with me. So obviously he's just gonna make some stuff up because he never says who he talked to. He doesn't talk to anybody who can actually get me, removed from my job. He doesn't talk to any of the higher ups about me, because obviously I've been there for 6 years. So I must be doing something right.
You there 6 years and you investigate and advocate has been over there, and you've been there 6 years?
Well, I mean, yeah, people have been hating me all this time. So
hating and don't like you all this time. Okay.
All this time. Yeah, I guess so. I guess, you could work with people that you can't stand, but that's the wasted resources that he does. Like, really. So I'm so insignificant because for one, I don't peg myself as an advocate or an activist.
But none of us did, even Shay. And I hate to bring Shay up, but you, Gardis, me, Burgundy, Shay, Choose, Scott, anybody here, we never said we were activists. He was like, I'm doing this, and what are they doing? You're activists. We're not. What's the
difference? And that's my whole thing. And from his history, I'm just saying, from his history, Now he
Mhm.
can talk about people that he done saved from dangerous situations. Okay,
I
I've
haven't
done
seen
that as well.
anybody reported on it, but I
Yeah,
can
I
listen.
mean, he could talk about people that he saved in dangerous situations. Like I said, I've done that as well. I just never told it to the public. I never bragged about it. But
It was somebody named Anton he saved when he was dying last night, I heard.
well, I mean, yeah, that's what I'm saying. But any situation that he's inserted himself in,
Mhm.
and I'm talking about situations that has national news coverage.
Oh, yeah.
What productive has he done?
No.
Tanika Jenkins, the Shamar Crosby case,
Samaj
Shamar
Crosby.
Crosby case.
Let's not forget the postal worker Kiera Coles. I'll let you continue.
Yeah. So, like, what productive has came out of those cases outside of the family members, accusing him of
Asking him
grifting?
to leave.
Yeah.
Asking him to leave.
So
Carlisha Hunt. Everybody asking him to leave.
yeah, exactly. So my thing is, give me one thing that you've done that has been successful that had national news coverage. And like I said, the video will probably his video response will be coming out, and he's going to twist something around.
Let's say something we've done productive. We got Carlisha Hunt $200 towards her. That's all he's gonna say.
Yeah, and he's gonna probably title it, Garda's bitch or whatever, because that's what he likes to call me.
He'll Tyler, but you a man. He's not
No,
gonna
no, he would, he's called me a bitch before. Okay, that's fine. That's more classroom.
He's gonna be working me, but bitch.
He's very classy, and he'll probably talk about he punked me at the meeting, which no, he didn't punk me. I just didn't want a confrontation.
You pushed him.
Oh yeah, and then I pushed him when we was at the township meeting. Like, I don't even remember that. So,
but what do you think, Gardas, as at you, no matter what, you were speaking up before anybody was speaking up. Whether you coined that, you knew that, whatever, you were speaking up first. What do you have to say to the township?
Well, I mean, obviously the township now got the message, because I remember last year, a little bit before last year at this time, I didn't really see a lot of people saying much about Tiffany, and it was kind of getting frustrating when Tiffany was on. And mind you, when we're talking about township board meetings, pre-June of 2023, they were able to hold the township meetings in that small room because it was only about 7 to 10 people coming. You didn't have that room full of people that happened back in June. So there wasn't many people speaking or saying, and then there were people who were saying something, and some of them were actually getting kicked out of the meeting.
What?
People forgot about that. They were being threatened to get kicked out. And if I can recall, there was some white people from, I think it was Lansing, who were very vocal about it.
Look at me. I'm like, no.
But then it was I stopped seeing them, and then it just got to a point. Then it was when Cassandra, the assessor, when she tried to remove her from her office, and then also tried to remove her from her position because she wasn't operating at the township, because she didn't have an office in the township, so she was operating in Cal City. And they tried to remove her from the office, and they literally put it on the agenda. I think it was in July, and they basically took it off because it was I guess Delgado did give her some good legal advice. Was legally you can't do that. So they kind of left her alone. But what she did do was, I think she either deduced or got rid of Cassandra's help, because she had a staff as well. But unfortunately, the staff is under the township, which is controlled by Tiffany.
That's
So
fucked up.
in order to hurt her, she reduced her staff.
Mm. What made you first get involved?
Well, like I said, when I stopped seeing people kind of say something from the township end, it was sort of like, oh
Yeah.
wow, okay. But like I said, there were like white people from Lansing who was speaking up, and then I stopped seeing them again. So it was sort of
Yeah.
like,
And
okay.
I'm gonna be honest, Gardis, I hear so many people and they're not black. They be like, I just stepped out the way. I hear they email me all the time. I just stepped out the way.
Yeah. So I guess obviously when I said something, and trust me when I say this, I am not giving myself credit for riling up the township, because like I said, there were people who were speaking before me. So this is not to pat Gardis on the back.
And I want to clear up on my end. I get emails from so many people like, we're just scared. And they're not black. But a lot of them come from Lansing, I ain't gonna lie.
And the thing too was, there were certain people at the township who were encouraging the Dolton residents to come out to the township board meetings, because just like I was saying, pre-June 2023, there weren't a lot of people coming to the Dolton board meetings. Now, I did see a few. And one of them was recognizable because I will say this, when they started messing with Cassandra, one of the people that I did see was Trustee Stubbs. She was there. Yeah.
Okay.
So I remember her being there, and I think there were two other people that I could see their faces, but I don't remember their names. But yeah, there wasn't a lot of Dolton people coming to those township meetings. So they were encouraging more participation from Dolton, and then the Dolton people started coming over. So now you start seeing the same group of Doltonites who come to the Dolton board meetings are now going over to the township meetings. But it's very inconsistent because well, they had the township meeting, what was that? Was it last Tuesday or the Tuesday before? But I wasn't in town, so I wasn't able to go to that meeting. But I think were you there, Berg, or was somebody else there?
I think I might have been. Was that the last one that we just had? I was there.
Oh, yeah. Because I was watching your live when I was out of town, and I
just stood in the back, but I was there. Yeah.
And did you see any of the Dolton? I mean, there were some Dolton.
Oh, I just saw 2 Dolton people, but not the regular. Not the regular.
So it's very inconsistent with them. Like, sometimes they come in droves, and then sometimes it's sort of like, because I remember when the big meeting happened back in April, and it was like in the May meeting, it was like 7 people that came.
True story, yeah.
So it was like, I mean, like, what do they determine on when do they come to the meetings? I mean,
and you being 100% honest, because that comes off to the turnout for Jason House.
Yeah, exactly. And there were certain people, and I'm not going to name, that I normally see at the Dolton board meetings. That now, mind you, I wasn't at the campaign kickoff.
Me neither.
But, we were looking at, like,
you should see those people that you think you didn't see. You should see them.
There were shots in the crowd, and there were certain people that I normally see at the board meetings that I did not see. Now, mind you, maybe they didn't take a whole shot of the crowd. Maybe there was some people behind cars or something like that. I don't know. But when I can see Jamal Green there,
Out of all the people, hey Lucille, out of all the people we saw J Mall, that's issue.
Hey, Lucille.
So we love us some Lucille. So,
but yeah, so why are we not at that? You know, but we're regulars at the Dolton board meetings, and don't get me wrong, that's important as well. But if we're talking about, you know, confronting this administration, why don't we confront it at all fronts? Let's confront. Let's confront, because to me, the township would be very much as much important, because where's she getting all the money from? She getting money from the township.
That's what we say. That's what people say, but no one is even giving the receipts of Dolton. And look, Gardis, tomorrow we're gonna continue it tomorrow. My son need me, so I'm gonna get to that.
Yeah, get to that.
But yeah, those people. Mm-hmm.
All right, so I'll be expecting the
part 2 tomorrow.
Well, no, I'll probably be expecting you or somebody to send me the video from Jedediah saying, "Hey, he's talking about you again."
Oh shit! No, let me tell you something. And I'm sorry, y'all, I'm cursing so much. Let him do whatever he gonna do, and we're gonna do what we're gonna do. Okay.
I'm not bothered by it, but whatever.
Whatever. All right. I'll talk to you soon. Thanks, Gardis.
All righty.
Talk to you a little bit. Bye. Gardis is amazing. Well, I tell you, he come through with the education. I be sitting here like, duh. Y'all in the chat, I appreciate you so much. All y'all been beautiful, amazing. We connected and valued over here. Even if you don't agree, let's talk about it. We talked about somebody earlier. Like, look, I don't know where you're coming from, but let's talk about it. We're gonna talk about it. Tomorrow, y'all. I gotta deal with something right now. I love you guys. Let's pick it up tomorrow, same time, 7 p.m. Let's pick it up. And I love you. All right, y'all. Until next time, take care of yourself and each other. Let me see, can I, because I'm not even at home. Let's see, can I do this?
Commentary blue, commentary, burgundy, commentary, commentary blue, commentary, comment burgundy blue.